Då är vi live.
Welcome back to Rilton Winners Cup. We have reached the fourth day and the semifinals. My name is Westerberg, and I am here commentating together with Pia Cramling. Once again, you were with us the first day as well. Have you been able to follow the tournament? Anything?
Yes, no, I was not able yesterday to follow it live, but I have seen most of the games afterwards, and it has been, of course, very exciting. I'm of course very happy to see Ralf Åkesson. He's made it so far, and he has played, as far as I have seen, fantastically. So it's been lots of exciting moments, lots of good games, and lots of perhaps surprises also, game changing.
Yes. So the four players left now
Första partiet igång.
Is Krishnan Sasikiran from India. He will be playing against Ralf Åkesson today. So that will be a very tough match. I believe that this game is has started now. Yes. And the second game is the one between Alexander Shimanov and Tamir Nabati. So, yes, Ralf Åkesson is
Now both games
playing white here. Do you call after this move E6 this is what you call the semi-Slav structure, right?
Yes, and we can see that Ralf has played his position lots of times with white, and I guess he normally preferred to play e3 than go out with the bishop first. And yeah, here you can shoot lots of different ways. You go b3 right away, yes. So if black takes on c4, you can always take back with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because otherwise, if you play bishop d3, you always have the idea to take and perhaps push b5 and so on.
Exactly, and then white has lost one tempo going bishop d3.
So now you want to, recapture with the pawn here instead.
But I want b3 so early because I wonder, can you not now play bishop b4? And are you really sure you want to go with the bishop to b2? Maybe you need to put it on d2 instead. But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's also fine. Yeah, I mean because
play bishop b4.
I was just wondering because if you go bishop b2, maybe knight e4, queen a5 is a little bit annoying. So I guess then they have to go.
Maybe you can play bishop b4 and after bishop d2, then put it on d6. I don't know.
Yeah, but there are some lines actually where you go bishop d2. So maybe it's not such a bad thing.
But you want to play bishop b2 here?
No, I prefer bishop b2. After bishop b2, I think knight e4 and your queen f5, you will win the pawn on a2, yes? So I don't think it's possible to play bishop b2. So I guess you have to go bishop d2, and you don't get the bishop on b2, but after queen c2, you go up to the bishop and castling, the rooks are connected. So it's, maybe it's okay for white because black will need to put, because there is actually a trick later on. Maybe if you let the bishop be there and you have castling, sometimes you have things like maybe knight take d5, things like this. So the bishop cannot remain too long on b4, I believe. Yeah. So, but let's see what happened. Did this happen in the game?
Yes. Sasikiran have started to think here after this b3 move.
Yeah, it must be that he has been surprised in the opening. I guess this is not what he expected, and because I think Ralf has played his lines with e3 lots of time. I also think I played with him, but I played this love with I put pawn on a6. I went b6. Yeah, b6 is.
But this is quite normal. I mean, you put. I don't know if you put the queen on c2 and the bishop on e2 or on d3. bishop on d3 and queen on e2.
Perhaps,
I
yeah.
mean, sometimes these ideas with an early g4 is possible, but maybe that's not, because sometimes this d pawn is still on d2. Let's say you can play with the queen c2 and bishop e2 and some early g4. But when like this, I guess it's quite well, not the same thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Because
No.
here's like I guess that white will go for e4 perhaps. Instead maybe castle, something like this.
Yeah, no, this and normally you have a little more space. But if black gets in c5, maybe it's more, yeah, c5, queen d3, you need to go g6, and then this diagonal, yeah, perhaps. So
that's possible continuation. We can get the other game here as well. So Nabati, just like Sasikiran, won in an Armageddon game yesterday. So the future of this for these players were far from certain. But here they are anyway. And well, it's would you say that it's the main position in the Queen's Indian, or?
yeah, I think so. I myself lots of time play rook e1 instead of knight c3, but knight c3 is the main line, and here you can choose between bishop d2 or queen c2, because it's lot about this control of e4. So I guess what did he play? Bishop d2, and then after bishop d2 again, black has lots of choices, and okay, he chose f5 just to keep more control of e4, the central square. But at the same time, you get a little more weakened when you go f5. But it's absolutely one of the main lines here.
So you get this kind of Dutch structure.
Yeah, yeah.
Black.
Yeah, you can say that. And the bishop, which is always, this white square bishop, now it's on b7, but it's always very a passive piece behind the pawns, d7, e6, and f5. But here it has, with the fianchetto, you will be able to. It's quite active, so it's a very popular way of playing. But some moment you need to get out with the knight, so you need to play maybe d6, knight e7, but you have to be a little careful. There's the e6 square, and yeah, I guess white will try to go d5 sometimes, and to play in the center. Yes. Now it's just rook c1.
You start with rook c1 and d6.
And I guess even here white can go. Probably you can go d5 if you want to go here.
Yes. But perhaps.
But I don't know if it's true.
You take and play e5 or something. Maybe.
Yeah. No, that's logic. You play and you play e5, and then white. Yes, this is what you do. And I don't know if white will try to go e4 or if he will try to go some b4, c5. But c5, yeah, no, you don't. So I guess you have to either go for e4, maybe to play knight e1, knight e3. But I don't know if d5 is exactly with f5 this is right, because you left black to play e5.
You can also try queen c2. I don't know. Do you want to undermine this?
Yeah, you can go queen c2, but knight e7, because it's very important that white doesn't have any knight g5. But there's
Yes.
nothing like knight g5 in there here. And as soon as the white knight on f3 is moving, you take on c3 or you take on d2, and you are changing the pieces. But it's true. If you after, maybe that's, I don't know if white prefer to change the white square bishop and then play d5. And then if black goes e5, the bishop on e7 will be not so strong. So yeah, maybe you prefer to change the white square bishop. Yeah, this is what it.
Yes, I was thinking something like this in combination with queen c2, because then you're threat. I don't know if black wants to take on c3 now and exchange those bishops.
Yeah,
because otherwise you might have to defend a pawn on e4 instead.
Yeah, because now it's really a threat to take on e4 and go queen c2, because you cannot defend with d5. There's a c4 pawn hanging on c7 afterwards. So in general, black should probably take. And I guess the only place you can take is on c3, yeah? Because if
yes.
you'll be taking b7 and a8. So in that way, white keeps the keep his bishop on d2. And the knight is hitting for d3, and after it can go to f4. Just try to get in to hit e6, and maybe then after play d5 to get the knight to e6.
Knight takes. So yes, bishop takes. You can take with the knight. That's
what he did. Yeah, he's going here. Yeah, I wasn't sure what was the best, but okay. And bishop d5. Yeah, he doesn't want to allow white to go knight f4. So he will be happily changing the knight, I guess. So if white would play that now. So that's why I was wondering if it's the right way to play with the knight. But probably I go bishop. It looks like they are fine. White really wants to get his knight to f4 and not allow black to change it for anything. So the knight to 7. Aha. Yeah, this will be exciting. So because if I take now and go knight f4, maybe rook f6 and rook h6, will there be some? Will the king be a little bit vulnerable here? Will it be weak without any piece in front of it?
Yeah, often black will at least try to attack the white king in this kind of middle games.
And it's true, if you go knight f4, you can jump in maybe you can jump into e6, but then you don't have any knight defending the king. So it's yeah, so it might be easy for black to
perhaps black can take the knight on f4.
Yeah, if you go knight f4. No, I was thinking of bishop take g5, sorry. And
yes.
Knight f4, rook f6, and now d5. And this is what I was wondering, what will happen? Because this is for me the logical way to play here. If the plan was to, but then you get to get the queen in front of the king. You have a rook coming up also. So he did play this.
No, I'm just making
most here. E5, knight e6. We have maybe queen h5, but queen h5 now. Queen h5.
But isn't the pawn hanging here?
After queen h5, I guess we move the e-pawn, no? 1 or 2 steps. Yeah, maybe.
Yes, you play e3 maybe.
Maybe e3. Maybe even e4 actually. But okay, e3 is and now queen f3. Yes, no, not the, yes, now queen f3. So you need to go, yeah, but now queen f3, you go e4, you have knight e5. I'm not sure how this will be. You will get a very nice knight on e5, yeah? So yeah, this looks, maybe you have to go f4 in this last position. Could it be? And I wanted to defend.
Where?
Here, e3 we made, yes, e3, queen h3, and now f4. I just wonder if this is possible. And the idea is to defend the rook f2 and also to avoid that the knight can jump into e5 and then after f3. So
yes. That
I don't know. This looks maybe okay for white, yeah? Or yeah, you could do some c5 here maybe.
But you will take.
Sorry, yeah, you take.
Like this.
Yeah. Oh, you. Yes, you take. This is just a killer. It's winning.
Maybe
But I didn't know after if you go knight
you
f4,
have to play rook f6.
you can also go because if you defend with the queen after knight e6, you need to go rook fc8. Yeah. You can play in another way, but I don't know. If you go rook f6, d5, knight c5, see, but it looks very suspicious. Because there's rook hanging on a8, there will be a pin. No, I wouldn't.
Knight f4 is on the board.
Knight f4, and they are thinking they have taken 5 minutes of their time, but of course it's not so much. You really would like to take longer. So it's a little bit a question: is it because White's plan is very clear, the knight to e6, and and now we see, of course, with the pawn on f7, there would not have been any weakness on e6, not the same way. But this is one of the disadvantages, that now it has become a weakness, and White has just played against that. So.
Well, maybe you can. I don't know. You can also play it more passively, I guess. Like.
Yeah, queen f6 maybe.
I wanted just to. Or sorry, I have to. I was wondering about something like this, and after knight e6, just to protect this pawn, and then try to exchange the knight.
So, but here maybe we should, how should we go here? Yeah, maybe this is fine, yes. And
since I don't believe that I am better with black, I would maybe try to get rid of this knight and hope for some more or less equal position, even though
I don't know if you try to play some queen a4, queen c6, but no, I don't see. You go knight f8, I will need to change it. It doesn't look like anything.
Or maybe even knight c5, I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. And then which pawn you want? You want to take with the d pawn then?
Yeah, the b pawn, I guess, but.
We'll take with the b pawn, but you don't worry about the a pawn, because maybe
I might be later.
Maybe I go rook c3, queen c2, rook a1. It will be a little bit.
Yes, perhaps knight f8 is better. Let's see. He played queen e7. That was more or less the same idea, I guess, that you can play it's more or less the same as queen f6 as far as I understand.
Yes. So you go d5. I assume that he has to go e5, yeah? Can he go?
Yes, because after.
No, that looks tricky. Yeah, no. He go e5 probably, knight e6.
Yes, we can get like he played queen e7, d5. But now shouldn't he defend c7 here?
Yes, and now you can get the tempo against f5. I don't know if that makes any difference, that you can move the queen somewhere, but that really make any difference? I don't know. I was wondering. You can go. What can you go? Yeah. We can go queen c2 if you want. Is that any advantage? I don't know what the queen is not. The queen is not better than, So no, maybe this is just completely fine. I don't know what you should. And I really don't know actually.
Because the position is so closed.
it's not so, yeah, it's not so easy to know. Can we go f4 here? It looks very brutal, but I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see.
I suppose you
But if you
play
go, yes, but then I will have the knight to d4.
you can come back. Right?
Yeah, then I will have the knight to d4. So maybe just you make some, but I want to grab the pawn on f5. So I don't know, maybe just, I was just seeing if I could play something active because you still need some time
Yes.
for to get the
F4 is a try, I guess. Because there are, well, these squares are also worth playing on.
Yeah, that's what I and black would have preferred to have the rook.
Yes. And we see white actually played queen c2, but perhaps he wants to provoke a g6 or something and then play f4.
Yeah, absolutely, it could be. He can also even thinking of e4 after g6, but I don't know if it's. But you just take. I guess it's.
But I'm not sure. I would have preferred maybe queen f6 for this reason. For example, because if the queen were on f6, now I could play knight f8, right?
Yes, and that's what I also thought. I more like to keep the pawn on f5 defended. It gives white a little extra time, and as soon as black can get rid of this knight on e6, it looks very, it looks very solid. So now,
Felt that g6 was necessary now. We can go to this game as well because things have happened here. We left it
yes,
here at this moment. Okay, so we see some. They are waiting a little bit for each other, but white is preparing e4. Is this a good move?
I don't know. I guess his idea is later to play bishop f8, bishop g7, and now he's avoiding any kind of tricks against h4. But I think it was a little bit of waiting more because he wanted white to play e4 and then play e5 to hit against the queen on e2. So
yes, it's getting kind of quite sharp.
yes, I think so. But actually, if we just can we move the queen somewhere just to get it out of the way?
To c2.
For example, c2, because yes, because also the queen here on d8 is also hit by a rook, yeah, a little bit. But okay,
Yes.
take on e1, then so maybe just queen c2, just to get it out with the queen, and the idea is then to start taking in the center, yes, and the queen is not in the same line as the rook on e8. So because black doesn't have time for taking on d4 and c5 because you have knight b5. Yeah, that's one reason for g6, I think. You want to take on d4 and you don't never want to allow white to play knight f5. So I guess that was one of the idea. But now
It takes immediately on e5.
Yeah, I would probably have preferred to be waiting. But okay, yeah, maybe there's no difference. He must take.
I guess. Sorry, knight takes e5, right?
And now queen c2. It's not possible. Yeah, now I don't know what he wants to. I guess he wants to take one more time and then go queen c2. Yeah, this is the only. But I'm just a little bit worrying with it because can you have some knight g4? No, you don't take on h2. There's no problem. But
Bishop b1.
So yeah, white is saying that your queen is not so good on d8 either.
Yes, probably this pawn cannot take at this moment. I guess there are some, even though I'm not sure, but some tactics here.
Yeah,
And then this knight can move.
Yeah, and you know, we haven't seen the time, but Saskiran has been
Saskiran is really low on time here, yeah. Below 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. And I think this is one of the strengths I saw in the other games, at least in the first games, that Ralph was playing quite fast. He didn't get, because this is one of his problems, I think, in believing in slow games, that he gets into time travel. But here he has been very practical. So yeah, you know, this is really putting pressure on Black. So because now I guess you just want to take on d5 twice, yeah? Isn't it like that? No, maybe not, because there is a knight c4 and taking on b2, but you will get the pawn more. But yeah.
You know what? I don't.
Hmm?
Because in case of queen c7.
Yeah, queen c7 you don't like so much, because when you take, you cannot
take on d5 with the c pawn, right?
Yeah. So where should the queen go? You would like to go queen b8, but it's not possible. So where to put it? I guess the
queen c7. I don't know. Maybe in case of c takes d5, he wants to take on f3 and then take on h2 and go to e5. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's the idea.
It looks a little bit shaky as well. Or maybe it's fine.
No, I think it looks shaky. Huh? I think so with the pawn, but okay, maybe it's okay with the pawn.
But perhaps white have something else here as well. Something, another move.
Yeah. So, yeah. And what happens if you take d5? I just wonder. It doesn't.
Yes, you can.
Maybe knight e4 comes and
you can take on. No, you cannot take.
So I guess normally you don't want to take the d pawn to open up here, but my idea was to avoid this bishop take h2 and bishop e5. But so. I guess.
Yes.
Because now you are.
Yeah, he did play. So if he takes on d5, this knight b4 is probably annoying. And Black get backs the pawn here, and now bishop e5.
Bishop e5.
And he wants to have some kind of.
Now I just wanted to say one little tactics though. If you go d6 and but you just move the queen, you're not allowed to take on d6. Just move the queen and probably this pawn.
Perhaps you should play d6 anyway. Or?
I'm not sure, queen d7. I don't know.
And knight a4 or something.
Yeah, you could do that. Knight a4. But maybe you go knight g4, yes. But maybe just it depends on, because if you can get your pawns moving afterwards, you can take on e5, move the queen, and start f4 and e5. You will have a tremendous pawn on this. It depends on if this pawn can be remain. Of course, it's a strong pawn.
So d6, and Ralph Åkesson was the one yesterday allowing a pawn like this on d6 in this.
Yes.
In the second game he won. But this is a difference. Well, with the many pieces left and the queens still on the board, I guess a pawn like this can be annoying sometimes, because maybe you can use it as a way of deflecting the black pieces.
And if you can get that pawn to e5, I go queen d8. Yeah, maybe queen d8 is logical, because you want to defend f6. But you have to be careful. There's not any d7.
You have to be careful about the d7 move here.
Yes. So maybe it's... but if you take it, you have queen h4, and you threaten starting threat in maybe mate, no? So you're okay, they're queen h3,
Yes.
but you have this queen h4. So without the pawn on h2, yeah, there are some tactics. And I guess now next move is for black is maybe to play.
Knight d7, right?
So yeah, this became very, very, and very, very tactical. Very.
I would really like to play f4 here with white.
I was just thinking of how can you play knight a4, and yeah, I guess this was logical because also if you take on b2, to take with a knight, and you can have a later knight c4 and e5. So it's
Now he will play a knight d7 most probably, right?
Yeah, knight
Because
d7.
the knight is worse on a4 compared to on b2.
Yes, knight d7. It's maybe he went c5. Yeah, this was a little bit surprising to me. But he wants to put the.
He wanted to take here with the rook anyway.
But
I don't know, maybe just to make sure that he got to play this one before white played b4 or something. I don't know. He wanted to make this move anyway.
Yeah, put pressure on e4. But in general, it's very important the d pawn. And I don't know. Normally the queen as a blockader.
But I guess that black is doing quite good here if he can keep the blockade in a good way, like knight d7.
I'm wondering here, can I play some tactics? No, but probably not. No, that would be. I was looking at something like knight taking 4, check, and queen h4, but knight take e4, bishop takes. Oh, the rook is on e6. Yeah, no.
Rook e6.
Rook is this is logical. He go for this pawn, and now go for the d6 pawn. And if after knight c4 you have b5, and e5 is not possible because the queen is pinned. But and if you go knight, you don't want to allow knight g4. So the queen cannot go to d3. Then you have this knight g4, or maybe even taking on e4. Sorry. So queen a little bit needs to stay, but it's not so easy to know. Yeah, actually.
Well, can you play queen g3 perhaps?
Yeah, but I do queen h, knight h5. Yeah, I need to play actively. Oh, yeah. Knight h5, and then I guess you don't want me to have. Yeah, well then you go queen h2 maybe. It looks like it's. Yeah, it could be. Then maybe I go down queen f6. You want queen f4. Okay, it's the same idea, but I keep the queen closer. And now the plan is a5, e5. Protect both pawns. Or to protect the d6 pawn. But we shouldn't forget that this.
Yes, can we stop this e5 move?
I was you can go queen knight h5 and queen g5. You take queen d7.
You don't really like to block or get a blockade with the queen here.
No.
Normally you want to blockade the pass pawns with knights.
Yes, exactly. Normally you want to protect it with a knight. The queen has yeah, only he has to be a little careful. He's going for the e4 pawn.
Yes, but that's kind of a chance. It doesn't look that convincing. I mean, I I guess e5 is playable here.
Yeah, because it's important that if you would take it with the rook,
f3.
yeah, no, that had queen h2. That's what I want to say. So he go like this just to stop this bishop on b7 from playing against it, and then the change. Yeah, we can see that with black has to play very quickly because he has only 44 seconds.
Maybe bishop d3, yeah, to take with the bishop here.
Mm.
And now you have some threat of knight takes b6, perhaps.
I wonder, can I go b5 and rook take d6? So I guess this was one of the ideas with me. But maybe I want to see. So maybe you go knight b2 here. If you go rook take d6, maybe I can go. Can I go some bishop take b5? Some crazy things here.
Sorry, knight b2.
Yes, knight b2 because I want to defend the rook.
Rook takes d6 and bishop takes b5.
I wonder, you take on d1.
Yes.
I will take back because the knight is hanging on f6. This is my plan.
Right.
So I want. I don't know if you can.
Because in case of e5, you can go back, but the knight h5 was played.
Yeah, knight h5. I think this was a clever move. And
will white lose this pawn?
No, white will probably lose. So, but maybe let's say we go some queen e3, you're hitting c5, but a little scary if you can get
You
yes.
You can play queen e3 perhaps.
Maybe queen g5. Is this better? You keep
queen g5.
Keep the queen close to the king, and I don't know if it's. Yeah. So dramatical position. Oh, just. And we can see that losing an h pawn, actually, you see that the king is weak. With the pawn on h2, there would be no problem against white king. But now sometimes there are some things you have to.
Yes.
Because otherwise, you think that changing the pawn is
right.
I
so, if you take with the queen, bishop takes b5 is playable, I guess.
Yes, it looks like it's maybe.
Yeah, and rook takes, then you take this pawn on c5.
I think so. Yes, you take on c5. I was wondering if there is something different. It looks. You can also do some e5.
But perhaps white is not really better anymore.
No, have to be a little. You take on e5. I'm a little bit scared. Yeah, he took that. I'm a little scared about the king, that you get knight g3 queen to h4. But okay, maybe it's not so much. You can always hide on g1, f2. Maybe it's only for e1.
Now it's on 25 seconds. Saskian is left with just 25 seconds here, so he has got to play the rest of this game a little bit faster.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, I would go probably back to queen g4.
Should we switch to the other game, because some moves happened. e4 was played instead of f4. f4, well, this is a typical way of meeting this, even if it sometimes involves a pawn sacrifice, even though it probably doesn't, or it did. I'm not sure. Often you don't want to take like this.
Yeah.
b4.
Like, especially also in rapid games, you really need to have the king safe. So
yes,
then it's even more difficult to take a pawn like that.
So we are left with the heavy pieces, and black is trying to play on the king side, and white is trying to play on the queen side, like in a king's Indian fashion, but only with the queens and rooks.
Yeah, there are light pieces missing here, absolutely. But it's also typical when you see the pawn structure. The black's pawns are looking at the king side, white's pawn more on the queen side. So it a little bit gives a hint of where it's normally easier to play. And f3, yeah, you need to stop the pawn. In some moment, f3 will be annoying. So you want to stop it. I don't know why he didn't play it earlier, but black, he was becoming weak.
So, well, he's moving his pieces to the king side now. But well, I don't know if it's dangerous for white or not.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, because he wants to go g4 some moments. So he playing, and actually he playing with all his pieces. He playing with the king is also.
Yes, the king is involved here. And now it got closed, but black got protected passed pawn here on h4.
Yeah, so it's that's why rook c1 I guess is important, because you want to put the rook on c later on and put pressure here, and
Yes, this is the only open file. So, but perhaps white is just trying to make a draw now.
And this was a little funny move, this rook f8. So you go, yeah, but I guess you need to defend rook c6.
Oh.
I don't
now, well, they are also short on timer.
really sure.
Perhaps we should stay with Ralph. Can you see the last moves here? Here, right, rook c8. We left it here after queen takes c5.
Yes. Yeah. 55.
Did he?
Lost a piece.
He lost a piece.
He lost a piece. He lost control.
Okay, so yes, it was.
He lost control. I don't know if he should have changing the queens actually. Let me go back here. After queen d8. I think he. Okay, so
Queen e5 or something should be better.
Maybe queen e5. Yeah, queen e5 probably. Yeah. But queen e5, I think it's a little bit more like queen h4. Yeah, isn't it? But maybe I don't know. If he yes.
Queen h4 and.
He can play some bishop. But I think he can play the endgame. Yes. Or is he worried about rook d2? Yeah. So somehow there were.
But even is it impossible to play f4 now? I'm not sure. Well, actually, it looked like Ralph had the pretty good chances with the. He was much better on the clock at one point, and his position looked better. But he lost the control and.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I guess he played clever when he got in this b5 and rook e6, and yeah, it was so important to take this d pawn, but and now what have happened here?
Yes, what happened there? Queen takes g4 was perhaps missed. And now, isn't this?
It looks very good for black now.
Yes, looks winning for black.
Because if you move, there is it's not the mate, but okay. If we go rook h2, okay, we have to move the rook somewhere, and then maybe
Is it, but yes, rook f4 check, and you can still take here.
Yeah, you can take. So this,
Okay, now Nabate is thinking here, king kicked. Maybe this is not
I can
complete.
also go king h5, but king h5, rook g3. Yeah, I can go king h5 also. That's two moves. But king h5, okay, I guess I go
But
g5.
perhaps black takes, but then you give a check. No, okay.
Normal, and now to take.
Maybe now, I don't know if you should take this pawn.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, is it tremendous? Oh,
Black, maybe this is still possible to hold, right? Because it's only one pawn up.
no, if I go rook c7, okay, you will go rook f2, f4, because there is always almost a mate on the last rank, but you have rook f4. I was just wondering how these rook endings are.
He did play this anyway.
And now, which rook you want to keep? I guess you want to keep the rook f.
If rook f3, perhaps you can give this check.
Yeah, no, it looks logical to play rook f4.
Rook f4.
No, maybe we can
And
go maybe some rook e6 if you want to. Yeah, can we go? I don't know.
yes, rook g2, I guess. No, but then you can perhaps take and play check.
Mm. Yeah.
Even though he might go for it now. Rook f8. So now black is threatening mate.
Yeah, both kings. So we need to give a check here. I guess I took it.
Check.
Yeah, this was maybe clever.
Okay, so if rook f7, he will take then.
I can go king f6 also, actually. Yeah, that possibility, but okay.
But then he would give a check once again, I suppose.
I don't know. And now he took on e5. Oh, they're playing so cool with the.
Maybe Alexander won't lose this one, but
King f6. I have a check here.
check here, right? Perhaps a repetition will be seen or not.
But there is no, maybe d6, yes. There is no threat, yeah?
Yes, d6 is in the air.
D6.
And d6 played.
Yeah.
So this game did really turn.
Incredible, so exciting rook endings, but with two rooks and with both kings out in there, you know.
And now, yes, black hoped that he could deliver mate, and when he realized that the white king was safe enough, the situation changed.
Yes.
And now this is, of course, a threat, and to take with the pawn. Rook g2, and what is happening now?
Take check in here, but then it will be an equal endgame, yes.
Yes, but the king is cut off a little bit. Isn't this dangerous for white? Or do you hold it easily?
I think, yeah, black must be better. You have the pieces closer. So what do you need? You need to go, maybe rook e2.
Here.
Rook e2 perhaps. But then rook, yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Or maybe to c2. But this is, I would be a little bit afraid with white here, right?
Yeah, I think you should come cool. So what a change. He made rook e2. And go rook d4, no? No, I'm not going after the pawns. Or you want to go somewhere?
Yes.
But now I think rook d4.
But maybe white will come with the king now and just give one of the pawns. Because, well, it's much more important that the king is a part of the endgame, since two pawns against one is drawn.
Yeah, that's true. 2 against 1 should be easily drawn if you just have the king playing on the same side of the board before. Yeah.
Yes.
So king. What happened here?
Yeah, this is the game, right?
Yeah.
Yes, king f5. Yes, so this is they will probably Nabati offered a draw here, so they agreed to a draw in this position. So the first two first games are finished. So this one was a draw, and we will see Nabati playing white against Alexander Shimanov. And Ralph Åkesson, unfortunately, he lost the control in this game, and Satsikiran won with the black pieces, meaning that Ralph will have a difficult task staying in the match.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you with black has to win. But yeah, of course, there's one more game to go, and let's see what will happen. But it's a pity because he played well live, Ralph, for a long time in this game. But then it was so difficult position, and with so little time, it was just, and with the king, this H pawn was missing, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't go back here. Yeah. What really? I somehow felt that when he played here, look on d5.
Well, I'm not sure if it was necessary or not, but
He could have, yeah. And now bishop e5.
But this looked kind of tempting. Well, here I actually wanted to make something like this work, but then you have the knight g4.
Yeah, and the problem is f2 also. So I was thinking of queen h3, but I guess you go knight e7. So it's not fun to have it here, and it's also not preparing it for.
Sorry. Yes. So Ulf Andersson will join us here just at any moment now.
Very nice.
I guess.
There were two very, very exciting games. Also, this game was tremendous exciting. Lots of things happened, and but also the other one where it became a rook ending with the two rooks. It looked like one of them were going to make a mate, and they both escaped, and finally it was a draw. Like they say that all rook endings are drawn, but they can be so exciting.
Uffe, kan du klicka på den unmute-knappen? Det är en mikrofon som är överkryssad så att vi kan få lite ljud här bara. Uffe, kan du klicka på, det finns en knapp som gör så att ditt ljud är avstängt just nu, som du måste klicka på för att vi ska kunna höra dig. Det är en mikrofon. Så, nu funkar det.
Är det okej nu?
Yes. So we are talking English here, even though we are used to speak Swedish. So how are you, Ulf?
Okay, quite okay. As a spectator is good, better at the moment. And I've been watching the games today I've seen some games from the all the players against the youngsters, and now watching here also the Rilton Cup. It's interesting.
Yes.
And it seems to me that Ralph had a good position in this first game.
Should
and then he changed dramatically towards the end.
Should we take a look together?
Yeah.
So is B3, this is normal perhaps to play it already here?
I think it's possible, yes, to do this right away.
And it got, kind of interesting here, right? After G6.
Yes.
E4, E5.
Yeah, it's interesting idea, but it's dangerous for black, I believe, but I don't see exactly if it's possible to refute this, but
perhaps
it looks dangerous to me for black.
Can try to see it from the white side. Yes, right. He took on E5.
Yes.
Which looked okay. Bishop B1 also makes a lot of sense, right? Since the queen is pinned down.
Yes. I hear queen there, yes.
And it took on D5, right? And in case of c takes D5, perhaps knight B5 is strong, so...
Yes.
I was a little bit... I don't know, I was surprised that black played this position without even moving the knight to D7.
Yes. Yeah, I thought this would be maybe better to have the square for the knight there on D7. In the game, it became, a
how
little bit
should white
strange
proceed? He went knight A4.
Yes. If knight A4, then maybe just going back or the same. Yeah, maybe just as, yes.
And they traded on E5, knight B2.
Yeah.
Rook E6. But this is probably still fine for white, right?
Yes, I believe too, yeah.
This pawn should be good to have advanced to D6. But I thought that white was going to play E5 at some moment.
Yeah. C4.
Well, even here, can you go E5 or not?
E5.
Even though I'm not
threatening
because E1 is hanging, but
it's hanging on E1 also, but somehow
Well, he played f3.
Yeah.
But
Bishop a6.
it looked like he have an active position, but he got stuck here.
Can you play e5 now?
He played bishop d3, right?
Because
Yes.
we block the d pawn for the rook. If you could, can you go e5 now? Because now it's. I know you're not threatened to take, but just to keep the pawns together. It's also
Difficult to say what's happening. I'm not sure.
but isn't
I don't know what move to suggest. B5 or.
But then at least we move back. We move the knight somewhere. And
Yeah.
it's defending. So we keep it.
In the game, what he played e5, yes.
I will go back. He played bishop d3 here, so that he would be able to recapture with the bishop. But of course, black didn't take that one. Instead, b5 was seen.
Yeah, then the pawn is hanging.
Yes, the pawn is much more. Well, it was lost just within the next moves here. Knight h5.
Yeah.
Yes, you would really have liked to keep this pawn.
Was it possible before when he played bishop d3 one moment here, right?
Sorry, bishop d3 here, no?
Yeah. Could he have played just some like rook g2 in order to continue with rook e to d1? Just trying to keep
Yes.
this guy on d6.
Yes. Perhaps black, I don't know, maybe black takes, but if you can, as long as you can defend this pawn, you should not be in the risk of losing, perhaps, but I don't know, maybe it's difficult to say how Ralph assessed the position.
Yeah.
If you believe that you are much better, perhaps you play it a little bit too ambitious. Let's say like rook e2, maybe I take, even though I'm not sure about this one. I just wanted to make this bishop look a little bit weird. No, I had to keep this one under control.
Maybe you can go queen a4 and knight d7, because isn't it where the knight want to go, to d7? Or
Yes, queen a4.
Yes.
Because I want the knight to d7. I don't know queen a4 or somewhere else, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, this looks good. Yeah.
I don't know.
Better to protect d7 with the knight than with the queen, to have later to block here. The queen is free, can maybe disturb here. Yes. Yeah, it's not easy to play this position. Also, both players short of time, but especially Black was even more short of time. But
yeah, I think that Ralph had 8 against 3 minutes or something, or at some point, or well, almost 7 minutes up.
after this,
Yeah, here he he lost the d6 pawn, even though he got the c5 pawn, but this was of course in favor of Black, or it favored Black, since now we also see the weak dark squares in front of the white king, right?
yeah,
Not here. It's well, not difficult to imagine that Black is better already. Since I can't really, difficult to move here with white, perhaps.
Yeah. What is better, queen g5 or queen f2? But maybe queen e5 was logical to keep the queen close to the king's side. I was just wondering.
Like queen e5 here, right?
No, he played queen g5, yeah.
I played queen g5, but here you can go, perhaps you can go, but you allow this check, right?
You cannot play the ending. If I take on d8 and go b4,
Yeah, you can try this one, I guess.
I wanted to go b4 to keep the pawn here. I don't know, because knight f4 I will go bishop f1, but I don't know. Okay, you have rook d2, but then I will start. I don't know if b4 is maybe a very slow move, but now I want to go some. Now I want to keep. Yeah, maybe a4. Yes.
I don't know.
I was just wondering if it was possible to play the end game.
So this, well, this position you can.
But you don't have to do b4. But yeah, I asked what b4 were good to play. Maybe king g1 is another move also to get the king closer. But b4 looks.
Can you even play a4 right away?
A4, yeah, that's fine.
Just to take in the next. Isn't this looks okay? Perhaps, and enough to make a draw, maybe.
Yeah, it looks fine. Because if the problem was that king was weak, maybe it was good to change. And with the knight on b2, you are defending b1. So Black's knight is okay. It will annoy, but it's a little bit more on the king side, yeah. And you have this a4 playing against.
But he should have taken on d8.
Because we saw what happened, yeah. It looks.
Well, because yes, he. Let's go back. He after queen g4, the queen is well misplaced here on g4, right? And almost almost captured, but yeah, I think he's losing a piece by force here.
Yeah, queen d2, no, but you have knight d3. So but then queen, can you go queen h4 here?
It looks. Do you have this check now?
Yes. And you queen d4 check, yeah.
This.
Oh, yeah, this looks stronger. Yeah.
There is the queen is perhaps trapped now. Yes, and this is.
There will be a queen d4 mate here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is too much. Queen and knight together, and now you have the rook. Yeah. So it was, yeah. So probably here it's just.
Yes, it's. lost here. So this was probably the last chance for Ralph in this game, and that looked still like a good way for making a draw, I guess.
He didn't have the time for that. But it's so difficult to know what pieces to change. Yes, it's important to keep the queens, and yeah, I guess that was the mistake. So yeah, that was a pity.
Can we perhaps we can look with Ulf this second game as well between Alexander Shimanov and Tamir Nabati. They played this line in the Queen's Indian. And I'm not really an expert here, but knight e1 was played in the game. So, they traded a lot of minor pieces here early. Om man hör. Uffe, du är kvar. Du har vad jag säger, eller? Ja.
Så.
Du kan höra. Yes. Du kan höra. Jag vill bara kolla.
Yeah. If I say like this, that I remember the match between Polgajevsky and Korchnoi, candidate match, and Korchnoi, he used this kind of fence and this type of position, and for black, and Polgajevsky liked this for white somehow, and Korchnoi liked this for black, and I think Korchnoi had an okay result. He was not losing the games at all, and this is, but this type of position you can often get this when f5 is played. No, the normal variations or popular variations are also to exchange some pieces, but to keep the pawn on f7, playing the c5, and to have this kind of play instead. But this is maybe more aggressive for black and trying to get the initiative somehow. But white has also a good position. It's not bad. Maybe he can have a square for the knight on e3 some days if it will be blocked in the center. And let's say if we have, let's say, like king's Indian positions, let's say similar, when you're pushing the pawns in the center and so on, then black has gained the good thing to, I believe, to exchange the black square bishop, which often can be a weak piece in the king's Indian, unless it's very strong or it's not so good at all. Many times also that black wants to have a5 in before white can take a3 or b4 and prevent a5, and you have to take with the pawn, let's say position with b4, and then you get your rook to c3, a3, and important to the a5 in before to change this pawn on a7 then, or on a5 on b4. So white cannot play b4 probably with the rook on a8. Must wait until the rook goes to e8 or so. I've seen that, Korchnoi was always keeping with a5 these positions against Polgajevsky, and this is I myself have those positions, more similar positions, more with white than with black, but black is solid somehow. So there's no not decided what will have to happen in the center, how black will continue. and of course not tried with e5 and so on, or white with d5 and taking on e6, and then black got the square c5 and e4 for the knight, and white got the d5 for his knight. And this is, but it's a lot to play. It's I'm not sure who stands better. But a good position to play for, let's say, for a win for both players. I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, he tried to exploit the weak e6 square by starting with knight f4.
Yes.
And after queen e7, he pushed d5.
Yes.
So, well, he's ready to jump into this square.
Yes.
I suspect that queen f6 might be slightly more accurate here.
Yeah.
Because in the game after knight e6, well, you must protect this c7 pawn, and the rook was hanging. So after queen c2, this pawn is not defended, but if the queen were on f6, you could play knight f8.
Yeah.
And knight f8 is the idea of black, I assume, to exchange this strong knight. But since the queen was on e7 now, he felt
he should probably try to open the game with e4.
He played e4 now.
Yes.
Pia even suggested maybe f4
e4
in order to bring back the knight.
But it was without queen d2.
Yes, it was without the queen on c2 to play f4 here.
Yeah, because I wanted to get time against f5, which is not defended. That was what my idea. But it's more tactical to go f4. Maybe it's not so positional. But,
e4.
Yes.
Yes, and this typical f4 move was played. So you get this kind of King's Indian structure where white have to make sure that the king is safe enough. But well, he did not take this pawn.
Yeah. If I take the pawn on f4, then the knight is coming up quickly, no, and the queen. Oh,
Is the
fake.
is it
and then, yeah.
Is it knight e5 or
Knight e5, just yes.
and the next move, rook f8. You go f3, you have a rook f8.
a rook f8? And black
And then here rook
gets
rook f8 after they cannot take the pawn actually.
no.
And then black is very okay. Yeah.
I have to go back here. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
So he went for b4 here instead in order to push c5.
Yes.
So I guess black could have played a5 here, but he didn't. After a5, he would assume that he would play a3, but he wanted perhaps to keep the lines more closed.
Knight f8.
Well, of course, he was in a hurry to get rid of this knight, yes. And this looks Yes, and c5. So they got this position. I actually started to like black from this. After this, because well, and we will see that black started to push the pawns, and I think that black is the one trying to achieve something here, right?
Yeah.
And now he made this g4 move, allowing black to get a protected passed pawn here on h4. So, but actually here at this moment, white made a blunder. At least queen takes g4 looked. It looks almost winning, but maybe white can hold this. Well, I don't know if it was necessary to take, or if
Yeah.
can you play queen c1 or something?
Yes. Let's see.
Isn't that quite dangerous because you're threatening to take on f3?
This looks very dangerous.
And there is also some check here. Queen c1 looks dangerous.
Looks like winning because you can also afterwards, if you go rook f2, you can go queen g1, and then take.
Yes.
You're keeping the king, in the corner. Yeah, it looks winning for black. This.
Yeah, so he probably had an opportunity here. Maybe he just thought that this was easy, but it turned out that this endgame with the two rooks for each side was not that easy. Perhaps this is...
Sorry, can he make the last move? Can he go rook f8 here? No, he will give checks. But as one, he gives checks. And sorry, no. Sorry.
I give a check or...
Yeah, you give a check there. No, it's not. It's not. No problem. So, later. Sorry.
Well, I'm not sure, but perhaps this is drawn. Or but why didn't he play this move at this point? Because he did it later anyway.
Yeah, rook e2 looks good, no? Looks good.
Yeah, because well, in the game when he played it later, he of course took, but this is much different. This is another story because it's 3 against 2 instead of 2 against 1. And this pawn looks difficult to defend, right? This is a much better try compared to well, we can just see then. So I think this rook f8 might have been a bad move because he got this e5 pawn, and now he played rook g2. So that was not best. And here white well, realized that okay, you just need to bring the king close enough, so this extra pawn will never be enough, and they agreed to a draw here. But yeah, that was a game where black had probably the chances for more than a draw. Ulf.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, can you tell us a little bit about your experiences from the Rilton Cup? I'm not sure, have you won the tournament yourself or not?
Well, experience of what?
The Rilton Cup tournament. You yourself have been doing commentary many times, right?
Yes, I've been.
But you have been playing
many
also.
times, and yeah, then some years ago, when it was played, the Rilton Cup was played at this brewery, close to
Yeah.
Hornsgatan, yeah, where the Stockholm Chess Federation is, and later it has been in 2 very nice hotels the last times in Clarion, and
Yes.
and it's more centralized and so and good. I like very much, especially those two hotels the last time from Clarion. Beautiful places to play in for the players, I think, and for the commentators as well. A good place, very good. Yes. But when let's say then everything was held in the same room when we were in the brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I was commenting there, and the players were not far away. We were just in a big room, all of us there, and yeah, it was nice also, but a little bit different, no?
But have you played the tournament yourself? You have played.
No, I have not played the tournament.
Never. Okay.
I've been commentator many times, and
yeah,
but it's good enough for me. I like. Yes. I like to be commentator also. Yes.
Yes.
But it's good that when you're doing a good job, you and Pia here, it's nice to follow your comments. So I like also to see.
Thank you so much. But I was wondering, Ulf, the first time Rilton was held, it was your friend Jan. But
Jan Timman was playing.
You won the first time.
Yes. Yeah, that was a funny story. He came with a couple of his friends, Hans Böhm and one other friend who was driving the car. They came with a Volkswagen, one Volkswagen bus, small. So they were sleeping in the car, and so on. And so Timman, he told me later that it was a bit cold. So they took into one hotel instead, and so he had to win the tournament to cover the costs. Otherwise, they wouldn't have managed. And he won the tournament with good play, and so I remember. Peter, it is not in the tournament now to play on online like this, but I don't know if maybe he doesn't like it so much to play online, but it's a good way, especially when the situation is as it is now in the world, so to play online. So better so than not to have the tournament at all. I think it's good, and one can follow quite well like this, and I like it in both cases, no. But of course, when it's possible to play, to see the opponent and you play there and walk around there, it's even better. Yes, but still, this is a good way to do it, and it's good, and I think many people can enjoy this like that. Yeah.
Ulf, I'm sorry just to interrupt a little bit, but we will have Håkan Jalling joining us here for 50 minutes because we are going to have a break in 15 minutes. So I think we will thank you for coming in here and talking to us.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
It was great seeing you again.
We watch both of you here now when you continue everything. And good luck and have a nice time.
Yes, I wish you a happy new year as well.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And very thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Dann mache ich aus.
Så, nu kommer Jalling.
Hur säger man? Ny ordförande. Vad säger det? Chairman, president. Yes, Håkan, du kan unmuta där. Okay, so we are now.
Hello, Pia, and hello, Jonathan.
Hello. So this is Håkan, and you can tell us who are you?
Yeah, I'm the new chairman for the Swedish Chess Federation. I've been participating the board since 2013, but I'm brand new as a chairman.
And what is your thoughts for the future of the Swedish chess now? Or have you been planning anything or just having a vacation?
Not really. Christmas and Christmas Day, of course, but the other days have been hard work, both with the business and with chess, of course. I woke up this morning very happy with the brand new news about the Nils Grandelius participation in Vacancy. That's really nice for Swedish chess. And I heard you have an interview with Mr. Ulf Andersson just before me, and actually he was the last Swedish player in the top group.
And when was that? What year?
1990. And he also was a winner, 1983.
In the highest group?
In the highest group, yes. We have also a Swedish participating player in Ferdinand Heller's 1986. So it's a long time ago than we had the player before Nils.
And when does Vacancy start?
I think it is the 15th of January, so it's shortly. I gratulated Nils today with a phone call, and he is just starting to prepare for the tournaments. And I asked him if he would have some support from the Swedish Chess Federation, and the thing he need was time, and that's the problem. I can't give him more time. It's very short. He had the information that he will participate just 1 week ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. He took someone else's place. Or...
Exactly. In this time of pandemic, so it's hard for the players to travel, of course, and he got one of the empty spots, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah, Swedish chess. You said. First of all, I had to congratulate the Rilton committee for taking this type of tournament online. It had been very easy for them to just close the tournament this year, as a lot of organizers have done. But it's very important. This is the flagship of Swedish chess, actually, Rilton Cup, and also the other tournaments within Rilton Cup, Rilton Open, and the others based on rating. It's a flagship. It's very important for Swedish chess to get viewers international, and also for the Swedish players, especially the junior players, to compete against very strong international players. So it's really important.
And are you watching you're watching the tournament now in the last games?
Actually, I had to tell you, to be really honest, I have had no time at all because it has been so busy in my work. But the last, 5 to 10 years, I've been visiting Rilton Cup every year, and I'm so happy with that. Stockholm is a beautiful, beautiful capital of Sweden in the wintertime, in the winter dress, with the archipelago and ice and sea and everything. It's so beautiful. And I have the opportunity to have New Year's celebration together with a lot of chess players. Especially the Russian ones are really funny at the New Year celebration, because, as you know, with the time they can celebrate New Year at least 3 times the same evening, the same night. So after the second and third time, it will be a really happy party.
Well, I noticed that you, just like Ulf, have saved the Christmas beard this time.
Yeah, it's easy to do that. You have to be in your own private zone, so no visit to any other without the family.
I'm not sure if we're going to a break soon, but before, maybe you can tell us if you have a New Year promise.
Yeah, it must be that we soon will start up chess over the board again. It's very important. I mean, all respect for online chess. It has been so important for all chess lovers now, not even players, also visitors listen to analyzing and so on. So online chess is important, but over the board playing is really important for chess, and I hope it will start up late spring next year, hopefully. I mentioned Rilton, but at the same way, Jonathan, I have to mention one other Swedish tournament which is international well known since many years. It's TP Sigeman in Malmö.
Yes.
But the difference is that one is a closed one, of course, and Rilton Cup is open one. But
it will be played this.
Yeah. I'm so happy that
Yes.
that we have organizers which has engagement to work with that type of tournaments.
Yes. Okay. I think I speak for both me and Pia when I say that we also hope that the tournaments will just start again.
Yeah.
Because it's important for, well, not just the best players, but chess players in general.
Yeah, that's true. You asked me about expectations also, that I hope it will be successful for Nils. We can't have any ambitions to get him in top positions. Of course, it's very strong, maybe the strongest tournament in the world. But he is very well prepared, and he can do some nice parties, some nice games, and I think he can stress some of the top players with his games.
I think he puts a lot of effort also just in keeping stay healthy. Let's say he wants to.
Yeah, that's true. And he's an outsider. He has no pressure on. I mean, the pressure is what he put on himself, not from anybody else. He is underdog, so to speak. So that I think it's a good position to go into a tournament.
But I think he is quite well. Of course, he's well known nowadays in the very top, especially since he have been working together with Magnus as well. So he's not a new face for anybody.
No, that's true. And hopefully we will celebrate 51 years of Rilton Cup next year. And I have to invite all players around Europe now to the next tournament, and that will be over the board. I hope I can promise you.
Yes. Sorry?
You can ask about Wasabis, the Swedish team. The Swedish team's role for Swedish chess.
Aha. Wasabis. No?
Yes, Sweden Wasabis.
Can you tell us about the Swedish team Wasabis? It's a question.
I'm not so. It's not so well known for me, actually. They haven't asked me playing yet.
Okay.
Swedish chess.
It's or Pia, maybe you can tell us, you play for them or no? It's the team in the online league. I'm not sure. Yes.
I do play very little online, but I played maybe some few games for them. But it's Vasa, but there are also other players invited, I think, to play online. And I guess it's very important to do that now when we don't have this over the board. So Wasabi is very active, and it's also a way to keep the community, to keep contacts. Sometimes we meet with Zoom also. So it's actually a very nice way, and I think it's very much Birger Wenzel who is behind that, and I'm very grateful for what he does. And even though I'm myself not so very active, yes. But we all hope for over the board to come back, and I guess the online chess also will continue. That will be a little bit together in the future, that we will have both of them.
I think it's important to tell that our family in chess is well prepared with our online games. If you compare with other sports, a lot of other sports have large problems in this time. They don't have a public, and they can't meet and can't play. And we were prepared with all the platforms, all the communities. So that was a good thing.
So the second games in this semifinals are starting 5 o'clock Swedish time. So we will go for a break now, and we will be back in 15 minutes. So,
okay. Well done, Jonathan and Pia, and I wish you all a happy New Year.
You too, Håkan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yes, we will be back in 15 minutes for the second games. Welcome back to the fourth day of Rilton Winners Cup. We are watching the semifinals in this event right now. And well, my name is Jonathan Westerberg, and I'm here today together with Swedish Grandmaster Pia Cramling. We were earlier joined by Ulf Andersson also watching these two matches that are being played. We had this game that is on screen now between Alexander Shimanov and Tamir Nabati. That was a game that looked very good for Black, probably completely winning at one moment.
First game started.
And our Swedish Grandmaster Ralf Åkesson was playing against Sasi Kiran, a game that Ralf lost eventually, but now they have started the second game, and Ralf is Black this time and forced to win this time. That was his first loss in this tournament. Even though I think that he had a pretty good chance in the last game. He had at one point he had a huge advantage on the clock, and his position was better.
Yeah,
most probably.
Yeah, I must say that Ralf has impressed with his play so far, and it's just a pity the last game. But then when he lost control, it was. Yeah, this is what happened, and he played against a very experienced player. Absolutely, and it's not easy to prepare against Saskirian because I think he can play many different first move, and I guess he chose to play maybe e4 because Ralf normally goes c5, so maybe it was easier for White to guess what Black would do by playing.
We see a quite rare variation here in the Sicilian with e6, a6, and g6. Even though it's not unknown, of course, but for someone less experienced, it might look strange to give up all these dark squares in the position. But you are also covering the entry squares here.
And it's possible to play just because the white bishop is on d3, so you will win a little time when you are playing bishop g7 because you are kicking the knight.
Yes. So g6 would not be as good against knight c3.
No, here it would absolutely be more dangerous because you keep the d line open and you can easily put pressure on d6 when the bishop is going the other way. Yes.
So here after bishop g7, White will have to defend the knight or move it. So bishop e3 was played and d6.
Yes, I think there are several Swedish players who play this setup. I played it myself a few times, and also Tiger played it, and I think also Nils has played it.
Erik Blomqvist as well.
As well. So there are, and I guess it has been a way to play actually for a win with Black, to play also something which is not that common, and you just get up out of position. And it's typical. Black keeps the pawns only on the second rank, but when you get chance to strike in the center, normally it's good. But just now you let White take all the space.
So where do you want to place the knight on e7 or on f6 here?
You know, I prefer actually the knight on f6. I do prefer the knight on f6.
Yes.
It's better when you are in the center. So on the knight on f6 has more squares to go to. And it's actually in almost most position, it's very logical to have the knight on f3 and f6. So I prefer that. But...
And we can go to the...
Look at the standings just really quickly before.
Okay, so we can see the standing here in the tournament on screen. we see that Sasikiran is well, the one having won a game.
And the other one is a draw.
Yes, and the first game between Shemanov and Nabati was drawn. So
Mechanical properties.
so we will look at the game 2 between Tammy Nabati and Alexander Shemanov. A game that also might decide who will be the one in final. Okay, so we can go back. Perhaps this is a quite popular variation of the in the Caro-Kann nowadays, I believe. Even though I think that White have tried some other moves than D3, but D3 was perhaps, or is perhaps the main move here. Still the main move. Even though, well, we see that White have castled long, and the Black King is left still in the center, but will perhaps, or it would perhaps make more sense to castle short. So therefore, we might see that Black is trying to create some attack against the White King, and in the meanwhile White is perhaps trying to achieve something on the King side.
But Black actually keeps the option open to put the King on both sides, and I mean the
Yes.
is so closed, so the King can remain on E8, and it needs to remain on E8 because you need to defend F7, of course. But I guess A5 was logical. You want to play against White King, and now I guess Knight A6 is coming also afterwards. And then after that, you actually have options to put the King where it's most safe for Black, as long as F7 is defended, yes. And Alexander Shemanov, he went back to his Caro-Kann. I remember the first game when he played, the first match he played the French to surprise his opponent, but now he went back to his beloved Caro-Kann, so it was expected, yes.
Yeah, he also played a Scandinavian opening at least one time, but he got the same structure that you normally get in the Caro-Kann.
Oh, yeah,
after a while, I mean, they are the Scandinavian opening and the Caro-Kann are related openings in a way. Even though Caro-Kann is perhaps considered to be more sound for some some theoretical reasons, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's also because you actually waste time. You go out with your queen very quickly, and then you have to come back. And in Caro-Kann, you're putting pawns in the center, and you can remain with the pawns there also. So maybe that's why. And it has become so popular now to play with Black. And you say that, now A3 could be,
Yeah, if the King was on C1, A3 would be an option, but here you can't play A3, of course.
You will take it. But you're also very scared to make pawn moves in front of your King, because when you put a pawn a step further, it will be something to attack for the opponent. So I guess, yes, White will just let Black play A3 and you go.
And then you will go B3.
But now actually Bishop A3 could be a threat, yeah? Bishop C1 and you take...
This is Bishop A3 and then take and play A3 is the threat.
Yes. So you need maybe to go even King A1. But do you want to have the King on the same line as the Rook? I don't know. Or maybe Bishop C1 directly could be.
And we see that White have actually already spent more than 3 minutes, so...
Yeah. When you play rapid, they always say you should play with your best because we have so little time. And I guess Nabati, he plays different kind of openings with White, and so maybe Black is more at home this position, or I don't know. But anyway, he has needed to play.
Yeah.
Something.
And he played king a1. Should you? Is it clever to involve a3 here before?
No, I would prefer not to play it actually, because if he will go a3, but I don't know if maybe he will go a3. I'm not. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it will be some time. Yeah, he went a3.
Yeah.
So because
And
now
well, he wants to. There are some dark squares here around the white king, but it's not so easy to exchange this bishop, for example, after bishop b4, I guess, or that he would drop back.
But you can put, one knight maybe on b4, another one on c5. It's quite annoying to have these two knights so close to the king, and you will have to defend c2, of course. Yeah, c2 you will need to defend, so maybe you will need to even go back, king b1, maybe rook. Yeah, I don't know how you will defend it.
Yes, white is relying on that he will be able to defend the queen side, and then, well, his idea later will be to try to expand here in some way. So, he just hopes that the black attack is not dangerous enough here.
But it looks like black is quicker, and we see there's no hurry for black to decide where the king should be. Yes, and
you would go, or it's white to move here, but you will have to move this queen, right?
Yeah, but
or
now
went back.
Probably to move it, but and I guess that when white will start playing with the pawns on the king side, I guess black will not castling short side. I think you will stay, and maybe if it's necessary, you can even show castling long side, because they're not going to be an attack on that side. So yeah, and that's why it's so important not to have, black has not made any small moves like h6, because then it would be easier to open up for white on the king side. Now bishop b4, I think he wants to have a knight on b4 and another one on c5. I guess that's what he wants to have. And if we change the
bishop c1 looks reasonable.
Yeah, bishop c1 looks very reasonable. And then but after bishop c1, I play king b1. Yeah, he needed to defend it. Yes, bishop c1 looks very fine. Yes, but I was just wondering if I can go.
You can perhaps go bishop c5, and in case of knight c5, and in case of knight d4, you have knight a4.
Yeah, this is true. With the king on b1,
maybe it's possible to give that pawn.
Yes, I think so. Your plan is to play knight a4. So white actually has played king b1, king a1, and then back to b1.
Yeah, it looked funny. And
so maybe it would have been better to play bishop c1. I don't know before. It could have been an alternative instead of going king a1.
We can take a look here. So they got some kind of hedgehog or Marossi bind position with the, white have the e4 and c4 pawn that holds back black for the time being, but so black has put the pawns on the 6th rank, and the pieces are placed, he placed in a quite flexible manner with some different kind of ideas, I guess.
And it's so typical to put one rook on e8, the other one on c8, because if you get in the break d5,
this is your main idea.
Yeah, it's absolutely, that's the main idea to play for that. And if you get this,
you want to perhaps place the queen on this square behind, or not, let's say in the same rank, same row as the rook here.
Yes, yeah, you, of course. You need first to prepare rook c8. But with rook c8, you start putting pressure also against c4, and then you want to go king b8, queen b8, and after that, you are seeing if you can have this break d5. And all the time, of course, you have to watch up, so the d6 pawn will not be hanging. But
It looks like a quite a good version for black. Isn't white...
yes, I think so also, because if you sometimes will go bishop f4, I have knight h5 and then I go knight d5, and yeah, and I don't mind to take this double pawn on the e line, because it gives black square, and I will also have an outpost for the knight on f4. Yeah, it looks fine, because I wonder why white put the queen on e2, but I wonder if it wasn't better to have it on d2 to put more pressure on d6. Actually. But he wanted to, because many times you can never take on c4 with a queen. But okay, perhaps here, yeah.
now if rook c8, I guess he will play it safe, or
Yeah, he will go b3.
will b3, and of course he knows that Ralph will have to win this game, so he doesn't have to get into the most risky lines.
Yes.
With white, perhaps.
Yeah. No, I guess he made rook a d8. That was surprising. So he felt that queen d2 was coming somehow, and that's why he played this, because he didn't want to have to play some bishop f8 or something. So maybe rook a d8. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, to play.
And we see that once again, Saskia and Krishnan have spent a lot of time.
Yeah, but I think it's because, first of all, I think Ralph really has decided that he shouldn't have time trouble. And so he has got himself to play quickly. And that's Saskirian. He played many different kind of openings, but he hasn't played as many games as Ralph, surely not with this kind of position. And so Ralph is more at his home here, and he knows where he needs to put the pieces. And only when he will see that he has maybe some kind of break to make something a bigger move, then he will start think more. But now he's just trying to play out the pieces on good squares quickly. Now king bishop f4 already, yeah. So that's why he first made rook bishop b1. And I just wondering, go knight d5. Yeah, this is a very thematic move to go knight d5. But I was wondering if white will try to play now. And then the rook is good on d8, yes. And then the rook is good on d8.
I guess sometimes white can take this one, but when that happens, white usually already have a pawn on b4 or something, or will get like a pawn, like the pawn's going on the queen side, but he's looks like he's a little bit slower compared to
normally, yes.
Normally, I don't know if bishop
f8 directly. Yeah, you can go bishop f8, absolutely. I don't know, is knight e4? No, knight e4, is that anything you are worried about? No, I don't think so. So yeah, bishop f8 looks very normal to play. And then absolutely. Then you're stopping b4, you're maybe planning bishop c5, or bishop b4 even, bishop c, yeah. So,
of course, Ulf Andersson is known for his victory in the hedgehog structure against, when he won against Anatoly Karpov, when he was the first one to beat him after he became the world champion. And in that game, I guess that he was able to play the move d5. So this is a different story.
Yeah, it was different, yeah. And then it was with the bishop on e7 also. It was the more normal setup with hedgehog.
Yes, when the bishop is on e7, one idea is, I guess, to bring the queen to b8 and the bishop to c7 as well. So
and then to have this d5 break, because it will be a little bit like we saw the last game. with Ralph though and Saskiram when he took the pawn on h2. So there's a little bit similar ideas. Maybe he went knight to 7 first because he I don't know if he was he wanted to defend on now knight d4 is not a move, you just can go knight c5. I guess you can go knight c5, or maybe you just go bishop f8 anyway. And I was just wondering, can you go b4 here? This is
Yes, that's why I wanted to start with bishop f8, because I just wanted to
but he could
stop
have
this.
he could have irritated with bishop b5. I don't know, bishop e7, and maybe after.
So now b4.
b4 comes now. Yeah.
Well, I guess that perhaps you can you go knight b8, and in case of c5, play b5?
Yes, but after knight b8, maybe I go knight a4. Yeah, you don't have really time for it. I think. So I guess you need to go some bishop f8 here. Yes, maybe. Yeah, that's why I agree.
And if bishop f8, I go a3. But if I would have played bishop f8 earlier, I could have perhaps played bishop c5. Maybe.
Yes, I think after bishop f8, maybe, I don't know if he could have, you would have avoided b4, absolutely. So, because if white doesn't play b4, it would have been very easy for.
So, see bishop f8, I guess a3 is.
Yeah, if it looks normal coming here.
Well, I don't know if c5 works or not.
What if I take to the pawn?
Yeah, it's probably too early to.
Yeah.
I guess something with knight a4, but perhaps it's not enough prepared.
So here, there's a little bit of I don't know. Maybe can he go some? Bishop c6. Normally you don't want to do. No, you're scared of something. Sometimes knight e5.
We can go to the game between Nabati and Shimano, because things have happened.
They has lots of things here. Oh.
Yes, bishop c1. The knight went to c7. Okay, so there's a square here on b5 as well.
Yeah.
g5, knight b5. So we see that white, he wants to create some kind of counterplay against the black king as well. And now this square is looking very good, since black, he picked up the exchange here.
He won the exchange. Oh.
He played g6, f4. And king b8. Do white have, perhaps some compensation, but it should not be enough.
It should not be enough. You have also the open line. You can you not just put the rook on e8 with black, and then you have also this weakness of the king.
Yes, you can always recapture with the right pawn here, right?
Yeah. So we don't let white get a pass pawn. Just if you take with f, we just take back with f, or the other way around. And no,
This looks it looks very good for black. I think that this was.
And actually, we have this plan of just double rook on e line. But okay, we need to put the king.
Yeah, if you can get a rook down to e. But it was white to move. Okay, so you will play f takes g6 now.
And now we also have
g2. Okay, so he wants to block.
He wants to block the pawn. Yeah, this was maybe logical that he wants to play like that, but yeah. So this is what he wants to do. Yeah, but
What is the best solution here?
I don't know. I just think this must be so good for black. But okay, you have to. It's not. You have to also to.
You don't want to give a pawn.
But I think it's not. If you can just get the rook active, if you take on g6, it's so slow. So, and it's very important to keep the pawn on c6 because you see this bishop on g2 is not kicking white's king, or black's king. Black's king is very safe. So I just want to get my rook to play. Really what I want to do.
Well, you can try to play queen c5 at this moment, perhaps.
Yeah, queen c5. I guess we get bishop e4 here, and then just how do we continue? We can. How do we continue here? So I was just thinking on. Yeah.
Okay.
There also, but I know I shouldn't play so tactically, but there's also one plan of playing, yeah, like, okay, you go rook e8, you go bishop e4, and you take, and you go d3, you take, you go check, king b1, and then after you transfer your bishop, but why, to put it on the diagonal, but why, it's better to play with the two rooks. It's not important to go like that. It's a little bit crazy, but I saw this idea. But yes, so white is putting some practical difficulties for black. You have a plan,
Yes.
block it, but his position must be as very good. Though I don't, not sure exactly what is the best way to play.
No.
But maybe, yeah. Oh.
Well, you can go rook. Oh, sorry, rook. Put the rook on e8
Yes.
and on e6, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he will take, and he will rook h6, and then you have the other rook also. So it's coming. But you see, he needs to take time. Yeah, so he chose to go with that rook on e8. And I will be very curious to see if he goes bishop e4 or if he's
Bishop e4 now, right?
Yeah, because now he can never take on g6 and go with the rook because we always had this rook e1. So bishop e4 needs to come.
Okay, include.
It needs to
But
come.
now bishop e4, right? And do you play rook e6 now?
I guess rook e6 is the normal. If it is not going to go tactical, but I don't think that's really.
But it's not completely clear how to break through here. Because I mean, can white can also put the queen to g4 or something, perhaps?
Yeah, but if you go queen e4, I will go rook e8. And
yes.
You need to be careful that I will take on e4 and d3 and queen d4, queen d3. I don't know. This looks very dangerous. You need to have the queen defending this diagonal d3, c2, I think. Yeah, your white queen. So I think queen e4 could be dangerous after rook e8 because then
perhaps start with king b1 or something.
Yeah, maybe king b1. I guess after king b1 there will be another rook to e8 probably, and then I will go. I guess so, or maybe queen c5. Yeah, king b1. You need to have the king b1. It's always good to think of the color of the opponent's bishop. It's a black color bishop, so it's good to keep the king.
It's prophylactic against all checks, at least.
It is, and actually here there's another reason you need to defend c2. But normally it's a good rule. Don't have your king, if it's possible, on the same square, the same color as the opponent's bishop. So
perhaps we should go to Ralph's game.
Absolutely.
He left it here. And it looks like things perhaps have gone a little bit wrong here, right?
Yes, no, this is very dangerous because now he's going to go queen g3. Okay, but you will have to go bishop e7. And then,
But since, well, you have these double pawns and they cover some squares, but, well, the white pawn on c5 is a protected passed pawn. And, well, if you trade the bishop here, there's also an entry square with the rook on d6, for example.
So yeah, this is typical, these double pawns. You can never go to pawn endings, of course. Lots of endings are worse because it's like sometimes almost like having a pawn down. It's not a pawn down, but white has a tremendous pawn on c5. And as you say, if you change the black square bishop, there will be more weakness on the black square. So Ralph is now trying to create counterplay on the A line. So this was, I guess this was good, what he wants to play. Also, white has one problem, and it's the bishop on b1. It's actually a weak bishop. It's a piece which is not very active.
Yes.
So this is the compensation. And it is bishop rook. So is this over? If yeah, of course, because the bishop is hanging.
In case you take this one,
so this was a very
you
clear.
will have queen h6 in the end.
Play bishop e7, yes.
But now you can play queen g5 here.
Yes, now we can go queen g. Yes, you can do that, queen g5. But okay, you go queen g5.
And you take here.
Yeah, we take on b4.
And rook a4.
b4, because if you take the check afterwards, I will have if you take and you take queen, take check, f6, but you defend, yes. Yes. So rook d6 was a strong move, and it was just this technical.
Okay, he takes.
He took first. This surprised me. And now I go f6. This surprised me. Now I go f6. He wants to take on a5. No. After f6, he wants to go. He like that. Yeah, it's good to put this in because he wanted to avoid. Now we can go f6. There's no bishop a2. So f6. Yeah, this surprised me. I would have done that away. I would have done more queen g5 to take the pawn that way.
But this is should be good for white still. You can perhaps bring the bishop to.
Yeah, bishop c2, bishop b3 looks good here. Yeah, now it comes. So yeah, maybe you need to go some bishop e8.
Black is very passive.
Black is very passive, and this is a little bit like a dream position for white. Now you have this, first you won the first game, and you have a position where it's very difficult for black to do something. And
yes, it's not it's this bishop on c6 is a bad blockading piece as well. It always have to be defended and cannot really move because the c pawn will.
And exactly, because you need to. So I don't know. I really don't know how if he can save this. Looks. So
the only good thing is perhaps the time situation where Ralph has 2.5 minutes more, or 3.5 minutes more, but still 2 minutes are quite much in a good position.
Yes, and also, but when they have 10 seconds per move, which is it's quite a lot in rapid, and it's so the game should decided mostly on the board, not too much because of time. Yeah, this is true. You would love to have a pawn on b7 to defend the bishop on c6, And when the pawn on f6 has moved, you have this weakness on e6. So now finally the bishop is coming to b3. And I don't know.
I mean, to play this knight e5 move is not. It's not clear that you should do it always, just because of a scenario.
Yes. No,
like this.
Yes. Yeah. This is very typical. He went g5. And now what is that if g5? I don't know. Bishop b3. Is he going to go some? You don't want to put king on f7. Bishop b3. How will you defend? Queen c8 perhaps. So he's just in c8. You have I'm not.
Well, perhaps he wants to have a future chance.
Yeah, I guess his idea
doing something.
Yeah, I guess so. His idea is to play a5, and then.
But he must. He must defend for. He must make some defensive move first, I guess.
Yes. So now, he needs to defend on e6. Maybe, I don't know, Queen c8, but it's. I don't know, Queen c8. Maybe he will just triple.
Maybe you can play. Move the queen.
You can also even go maybe rook d8, rook d3, and then maybe to put the queen on d1 somehow, and then you are tripled. So I don't know. He went rook e8, yes. So he decided that way. But I was a little worried that now maybe.
And they agreed to a draw, but that means that Sasikiran is the winner of this semi-final.
Yes.
So I guess, he didn't want to lose this match with 2-0, but.
No, I guess he saw that there's no chance for him to make any improvements. So if he would have been white, he would have kept on playing. But in this, so he offered. I guess I don't know, but I guess Ralph decided to offer a draw.
Well, he's too tied down to do anything, to do any harm.
So
for the to the white position here, yes.
So no, maybe now white could actually try to enter on the A line also. So it's
and yes, so that means Sasikiran Krishnan will be playing in the final, and the final is being played on the 2nd of January. So there will be 3 days, right? For the two players that will play the final, and here, okay, so Shimanov and Abate,
You can show the standings.
they made a draw in their first game, and here we get the standing once again. So is this exchange advantage of the exchange up enough?
He has become very active, and I don't know now. King is on a7. It's logical to have the king here, but I don't know how to defend on e6. Or maybe you can go queen d6. Is bishop f4 enough?
Well, you still don't want to allow a rook to come here, but now you need to defend this.
Somehow you need to defend this, yes. So
can you play queen e5?
Yeah, but what will we do after bishop f4?
I wanted maybe rook takes.
F6, yes. So queen e5 looked like a good move, and it works also both ways. Yeah. This is very important. This last rank mate, pawn on a3 is restricting white's king so much. You don't only have the mate on b2, the mate threats, but you also have that the king is mate. It's a last rank mate all the time. So it looks like queen e5 or queen d6, and then queen d6 maybe.
Perhaps queen d6 is a little bit.
Yeah, queen d6. And that's why it's so important, of course, then to put the king away. I was just thinking it could be something against d4, but no, shouldn't be anything. So yeah, queen d6 looks very normal. But you see, they are taking their time. It's so important, every move. You make a mistake and then now it can change. So yeah, queen f6 looks very logical. I guess queen d6, I guess he has to, he took,
He immediately took this one.
that was very surprising. This I
Yeah, I
don't,
guess his
and now queen take g6. Ah, no, his idea is with a
he
bishop.
wants to enter with the rook here,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, this is the rook h2 is a tremendous threat here, and it's so maybe this was, yeah, maybe this was the easiest way here. Okay, can take with the queen, rook h2, bishop g2, but it looks yeah, it looks dangerous, you know, because you
And Nabati is thinking as hard as he can now because he's down to 15 seconds in a very difficult
you see,
position.
we play f7.
F7, so rook h2 is
Yeah, bishop g2.
in case of rook h2 you will have to go back with the queen, I guess.
Or bishop g2 is also a possibility, but
Yeah.
better. I don't know. Yeah, maybe queen d1 is better. But if you go with the queen to d1, you look so passive. I just think this must be.
Yeah.
I think yeah. So you, because then you will have free hands with the queen. There's no, and the bishop on b4, it's defending a3, but also, you know, avoiding that there is queen on f8.
Now you yes.
But you can now maybe you can now go queen h5. Yeah, can we go queen h5?
But you have a queen takes d4 with a check.
Yeah, we should not go queen. This is yes, absolutely not. So you need to keep this. So what kind of queen f5 look logical?
E5. So you are still having this pawn under control.
And if you take on g6, I guess there's queen e2, and
queen yes, queen e2.
So this was, and of course bishop f4 is not possible. We have queen e1, and so it's not. You make queen f3, and now I guess, but he's not even, yeah, he's threatened to play queen f8. So here I guess bishop f8 looks logical. Yeah.
Yes, you can go bishop f8 here.
Yeah, bishop f8 looks logical, just to stop the pawn, and then to queen f5. Okay, so queen f5. Yeah.
So we flip the board, so we see it from the white side. Now it's very urgent to find a defense here.
And if he was only way.
Is this pawn falling now? In that case, well, he will have to move. But you can't perhaps take this one. I mean, the first rank will be decisive in the end.
So we have queen f1 probably. Yeah, queen f1. Okay, you can play bishop.
I guess you can just take this one, right?
Yeah, you can also take it. But I guess there will be some bishop d7, bishop d6. Queen e5. What's he wanted?
Now this check, but you can play still c5 or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to go c5. I think it's just, why not like queen g7 perhaps? Can you do this? Queen d7, but okay.
Can you, do you have time for queen f? Okay.
Queen d7. I just think you should keep the pawn. You haven't exchanged more. Yes.
Yes, if you take now the rook.
Yeah, we go rook e7, rook e1. So yes.
This should be, well, it should be completely lost. Now, well, some last chance here.
Yeah, this is not, you know, this was very clever, this move, queen d8, yes. Oh, but now we go bishop d5, perhaps. Can we do that? Bishop d5, but we have, he wants c3. He wants c3, and the idea with c3 is, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what this was, just to not get mated, I guess. Well, he's lost, but he's will we see? But he will perhaps enter an endgame here, but that looks
I don't think he will play
winning for no, he went queen g5. Okay,
you can see if there's just a check and king.
and now okay, check,
Yeah.
and he will take with the queen, or what should he do?
I don't know. I guess black just needs to bring one of his heavy pieces to one, or maybe to the F line or something. He play king to 2. I would go some.
He's just hoping that these bishops can keep black
Well, queen h8. Can you do that? Yes.
pinned down.
Just to try to enter.
What? Where did you?
I wanted to. He went queen d6.
Bishop f4, perhaps.
Yeah, bishop f4, perhaps. Then I go queen d4. Yeah.
Or queen c5, maybe, offering the
c5 looks good.
exchange of the queens here once again, and the queen wants to enter now.
I guess queen g2. You need to play.
Yes.
He went queen.
But now maybe even g5 is possible.
Or yeah, but he wanted to keep. This is quite good, just to keep the rook on the last rank, just to avoid any kind of. Yes, queen h5. Yeah.
Now e2. Well, black will
Bishop f3, I guess, is the move.
will eventually break through here. I am convinced of that.
You want to take on c6, but I can even go rook h8 here, maybe. Oh no, I cannot. Yeah. So.
Well, you can play rook e6.
It looks also fine.
I don't know, maybe if black gets the time, of course, he would like perhaps to pick up this pawn, but
if you take it, I think it will be easy. I think you need to stay with the 2 bishops. So I think you need to.
Yeah, he wants to annoy here, maybe.
Yes.
Bishop c5.
I guess there will be some.
Well, maybe you can take with the king, but queen e5 check, it looks.
Yeah, you may d4. But d4, I don't know. I guess you just go. He went bishop e6.
Should you take the pawn now?
I don't know. I just think you take. Oh, no, I go maybe queen d1. I don't think you should take the pawn. I think it's better to keep the pawn and then to open bishop f3. Now we will have bishop e4. He will move. Queen f4 looks very logical. Oh, now you want to go queen d2. Oh. No, I guess now it's over. Yeah.
Yeah, and he resigned here. So Alexander Shimanov will be the one playing against Sasikiran Krishnan in the final then.
Yeah,
this was the first day without any tie-break games.
And
Sasikiran och Ralf kommer också in.
Yes.
There will also be they were so exciting games, and I was surprised there was not.
So we have Krishnan Sasikiran and Ralf Åkesson here. Once again, I will just ask you to unmute yourself. So we can hear. Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
I thought that we were just going to take a look at your two games.
Sure.
Since well, the games of today is finished. In the second match, Shemanov won against Nabati. So you will play him on the 2nd of January then. So well, we can take a look here at the first game. Where well, we thought that Ralph was doing quite well, and you at some point you started to spend a lot of time, Krishna.
Yeah. I understand. Actually, I should probably start with bishop b4 instead of going b6. Yeah, and because in some of the other lines, I just simply move down. Yeah.
So, well, we were considering maybe bishop b4 and
yeah, probably it's a better idea. Yeah.
And if bishop d2, can you go back or something?
No, maybe just castle. Yeah, I mean just to play normal position. But I think b6 I ended up being somewhat worse. Yeah, because compared to the other lines, bishop is directly coming to d3. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looked very sensible for you here after.
Yeah, here I should play c5. Yeah, I mean, this was
at this point, right?
Yeah, I think they just go c5. Yeah, and g6 was already a strange move. I mean, c5. I thought maybe he could take and play bishop a6.
Yeah, take. Okay.
Yes, yeah, something like that was my plan.
Okay, sorry. So, well, we are talking about a line like this.
Yeah, probably, but here maybe just takes on d4. Yeah.
Sorry, take here.
Take on d4.
Okay, and the bishop. Sorry,
and
bishop.
then bishop e4. Yeah.
But it's a little more pleasant for white or not?
Could be, yeah, could be. But I think in the game I was completely lost at some point. Yeah, I mean it just looks so bad. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I wasn't sure about d4. Perhaps a psychological move would be to play h3 first.
Perhaps we can flip. We can flip the border. Yes, we weren't sure what was. But what you played here, Ralph, looked quite promising with bishop b1.
Yes.
Probably just queen e7 here. Yeah, just
is better.
Yes, okay. It's a little trick. Yeah, because white cannot take on d5 with the e pawn. Yes, because knight f3 is hanging. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's important. Perhaps queen e7, and in case of e takes d5, knight f3. Well, and if you take with the queen, there will be a mate here. Okay.
This was already a mistake. Yeah. Because the position I got here, just I think it's probably just winning for white. Yeah. After CD.
And it's you reach this position by force, I guess, because in case of c takes d5, knight b5
yeah,
could be good.
Yeah, knight b5 is just winning.
So these moves are more or less forced, and d6 looks.
Yeah, it just looks very strong. Yeah.
Strong, yes.
Yeah, and I was not sure, maybe queen on d7, but it does not show. You know, I mean.
Well, we thought that you were gonna bring the knight to c5, d7,
yes,
but you never
that
did,
was
right?
the point. But I think it's just a bad position. Somehow not even sure even bring the knight to the e5 is even, because you just white can just go queen g3. I mean, knight a4, what he did, for instance, after knight d7, I could probably take on e5, and then something, maybe knight takes, I just go queen g3, and then f4 is coming here. It just looks terrible for me.
You're talking about queen, right? Queen d3.
No. For instance, after knight a4, that's what happened in the game. Yeah. So knight a4.
Yes.
I think I went c5 at this point. Yeah. If I go, let's say knight d7. Yeah, I think here probably just something like queen g3 should be just nice for.
Okay.
Yes, I guess so. Something like queen g3. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of forced to move the rook. Yeah, I queen e8. I don't know. Maybe even queen f4 is easy life. Yeah, probably even queen f4, so that I don't even have queen e8 and knight on f6 is knight. A queen f4 and then after knight d7, then go queen g3 perhaps. Yeah. Okay, maybe direct queen g3. Maybe direct queen g3 is better.
You know, queen d3, queen a8. You cannot play this because you have d7, no? Ah, no, there's a check. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, rook h5. Yeah.
That's a check.
Sorry.
No, for instance, after queen g3, queen e8, I can simply go f4 or something. Yeah, this should be nice. Yeah, I mean, rook h5, just king g1, and the pawns are just starting to move. Yeah.
Yes, we won. We also tried to make the f4 move. It would be well if you can get f4, e5, and d6 with the king still in safety. It should be pretty good, right?
Okay, I think even in the game it was quite all right. I believe. Yeah, I mean, knight b2, I don't see any problems as such.
Yeah.
After queen e6, queen f4, queen f4, queen d7. I think just e5 here. Yeah, simply.
e5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I was thinking maybe there is some tactic with rook e5, but after simply rook e5, queen h3, there's queen h2. Yes. Yeah.
Aha. Okay.
Yes.
You have some idea with queen h3 here. You mean no?
Maybe I do have queen h2 finally because queen takes h2 and knight g4 check and knight takes e5. So maybe it's working now, perhaps. So after e5, maybe I can take rook e5. Yeah, probably.
But maybe you can take queen take e5. Yeah.
What about queen takes e5? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, queen e5 is just winning. Yeah, so probably it doesn't work.
So after e5, maybe you have to go some rook e8, but then you go maybe rook e. Yeah, maybe rook e8. But
well, if you would have the other rook here, it would be possible, right?
Sorry, rook e8. Yeah, maybe rook e8. But
well, yes, you can play rook e8 after e5, I guess.
But maybe you just defend. You defend the pawn with a knight. Yeah.
Yeah, something like knight c4, yeah?
Yes, maybe knight c4 is more active. Yes.
Okay,
I don't know. Queen d7. Queen d7.
I will just update here. Knight c4 was.
It's okay too. It still looks completely good for white. Yeah, I mean, after queen rook e8 f3, bishop a6. I believe something like knight e3 should be nice here. Just keeping the position here.
Yes.
And I'd probably jump with knight d5 at some point. Yeah. And then slowly, I'm trying to get in e5 slowly. Just this should be quite nice for white. Yeah.
Important to keep this pawn, right?
Yeah. No, bishop d3 was already a mistake. Yeah, this was I think probably the blunder. After knight d3, I think this white is still much better. because after b5, I'm probably winning this pawn on d6. Yeah, and somehow I feel white's being this more exposed here.
But here we were thinking about just here. Isn't it okay to trade queens here?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and then
I was
just
thinking a4 here.
a4. I thought maybe I had knight f4.
You can go even bishop f1. Even bishop f1 is possible, no?
Can't you play like this with white?
Ah, yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe just takes and rook d2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Rook d2, right?
Yeah, rook d2.
But maybe wait, maybe you don't need to take, yeah?
But isn't this okay?
Rook take g2.
Yeah, I think it's probably all right. Yeah, I mean, just take on g2 maybe, and I should be all right here. Yeah. Something like rook g3 maybe, or is it really fast?
Here.
Rook a7, maybe it's just too fast. Yeah, perhaps. Okay, let me try rook g3. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, I really don't believe there's any advantage in this. For instance, I can even probably take on d1 and then maybe just rook b8. Yeah. Should be
no,
enough
not any advantage. Not like advantage, but perhaps white makes a draw here, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Compared to, because in in the game, well, this queen g4.
Queen g4, I think it's probably a mistake. Yeah, because after rook c5, I really find it difficult to. I mean, bishop c8 is quite a strong threat. Yeah, trapping the queen.
Can you go f4 here? I know, because you have check after and take on f4. Sorry. Yes, no, it doesn't work now.
What is coming after f4?
I thought after f4, I thought bishop c8 and then queen h4, and you take on f4. That's what I thought. So it will be okay. So f4 bishop c8. Maybe you can go f5 then. But okay. Maybe. Yeah. Now bishop c8 is done. But maybe white could have tried f4 instead. Can we do that? And maybe we go even f5. Yes.
Yes.
The queen here.
I don't know, queen f6. Yeah.
Queen f6. Yeah. No, I'm not so happy with this. Now queen f5 is coming, but I was.
It looks good for black.
Yeah.
It's too active. Yeah, and so lots of black squares here to play.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it's probably better than the game, yeah, because bishop c8 is just probably winning for me, yeah. Here, I really don't see it.
Yes, it wins a piece by force, perhaps.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah.
So, right from this point, it's lost. So white should have exchanged the queens here and perhaps gone for a draw at that point. But it was, yeah, of course, maybe difficult to switch mode from having such a promising position earlier, I guess. We can well take a look at this the second game as well. And we weren't sure if Black got a good version of Black got a good version position. It looked quite fine for Black, right?
I'm not sure, because I kind of found that after knight f3, and then somehow I thought white's moves were much easier. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, okay, I have more space. Once I thought the position after this knight e5, d5, bishop e3 is simply this queen side majority is kind of look better for me.
Yes, I was here. Yeah, now bishop f4 was strong.
Yeah, because here he cannot play knight c5 here, so it's kind of maybe bishop f8 at this point after bishop f4.
Sorry.
He can play bishop f8 here, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because, well, yeah, the bishop belonged there anyway after knight e5, like in the game. I mean,
yes, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So yes.
What about bishop f8, e5? Is it possible?
E5.
Maybe just takes and queen c8.
Takes and queen c8. He proposed.
Okay.
But here, well, we thought that black was
I
going to
think
play.
still he should probably go bishop f8.
Just to stop this move.
Yeah.
How is position down?
Bishop f8, bishop g5, or?
And bishop e7, or?
I was actually thinking about knight a4 after bishop f8. Yeah.
And then you have to go knight d7.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, this was
yeah.
The idea. Yeah. And then maybe something like a3.
But you can always go knight c5. Yeah. You
Yes, knight c5.
I was wondering maybe after knight a4, just after bishop f8, knight a4, and something like knight d7. Yeah.
Knight d7.
Yeah, maybe if I take on d7, how is it? How good or bad is it? Like, I mean, just take on d7 here.
Yeah. Maybe take with queen, no? Or what? I don't know.
Take on b6 and c5 next. Yeah. I mean, it looked like a pretty decent compensation to me. Just, go b4, knight c4, and so on. Yeah.
Yes.
And if it goes bishop c5 here, in the last position, if you go bishop, but you change. Yeah, you don't want to change it with the pawn on g6. Sorry. So.
Well, here,
I think it's already problematic for black. Yeah, this position is already clearly worse. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, bishop c6. There was b5. Yeah.
But if you go back, is that so dangerous?
And then rook d7 and knight b6. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, of course. No, you cannot.
This is terrible for black.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it's probably lost, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, after
we thought that you were going for queen g5 here.
Just winning the pawn, yeah, perhaps.
Maybe. I mean, I suppose so. Even though black can try to attack the b4 pawn.
Yeah, I thought it's probably not required. Yeah, I somehow feel that After queen c3 is forced to play f6, and in this position I was trying to get the bishop to b3 to get that e6, and eventually I was trying to bring the queen somehow into the game. It should be probably, I mean, much better for me.
Yes.
Now, also, it's a kind of position I really don't want to go queen g5, queen e5, allowing rook a4, b4, because I'm trying to keep the control over the position. Yeah.
Yes, you still a draw was still sufficient, of course,
so,
to make it to the final. Right, but black. Well, black is simply.
I guess I was. I mean, I could already play queen a1, something like that, and I guess he's supposed to play rook a8.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, white is much better here, but for instance, queen a1, rook queen a1, he needs to stop queen a5, I guess. But overall, I thought if I had to make progress, I should change a pair of rooks. Yeah, for instance, like now rook a8, maybe. Or maybe first go queen probably somewhere to f2 or something, and then try to make progress here.
Well, but you got the draw offered to you, and
he offered a draw. Yeah.
Yes.
Why? Okay. Draw is sufficient for me to go to the final. So,
well, but you have had some experience earlier in the tournament with being short on time, right?
Yes. Well, I think in this position, I think you can play a lot of free moves.
Yeah.
A lot of
free
moves.
Right?
I mean, you can just maybe even move the king to the queen side. Yeah, I really don't see black having any big plans here.
Right. Okej, ska vi tacka dem. Yes, so okay, once again, congratulations to Krishnan for reaching the final. Like we said earlier, it will be played on the 2nd of January, and your opponent will be Alexander Chimanov from Russia. So I think we will let you two go now and take the rest of the day or evening off.
I wish all the viewers and everybody and their families a very happy and prosperous New Year.
So, okay, we won't see you anymore this year. So once again, a happy New Year, and take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you, both of you.
You have to leave the room yourself.
Yes, so you have a button that says leave the room
okay.
On the lower right corner, in the lower right corner. Right.
Okay. Så...
Ska vi avsluta?
Vi tar in Shimanov också.
Okay, so Alexander Shimanov will also join us. He's coming in now. Hello, Alexander.
Hi, how are you?
Congratulations to the spot in the final. And well, you saw you will be playing against Krishnan there on the 2nd of January. Do you want to? Should we look at both of your games, or is the last one enough?
I mean, the first game I was panicking draw all the games, so I was really happy to make a draw. I mean, we can take a look at it, but honestly, I think besides the opening and the part where I missed queen takes g4, just a stupid blunder. And obviously, as always, I played king h2 and instantly saw queen takes g4. But then I probably just lost. And
yes, I will.
yeah, the second game was also kind of tricky in the sense that I got a winning position very quickly. But, for some reason, when I get a winning position quickly, I start to get nervous, so I don't want to spoil it somehow, especially in the match where, you need to, not to lose at least.
Jag ville ta upp det där partiet. Yes, I will bring up the first game here.
Uh-huh.
So, I think just click here. But if you click on the names, you go to the profile.
Yes.
I mean, he surprised me on move 1, so I was on my own after the first move. Didn't really know what to do, so.
But okay, this.
I mean, I think I should have played d5 here instead of knight c3 because I had analyzed this and
this is
some time ago.
And then knight h4 or.
Yeah, and then knight h4, so it's a very well-known line. If he knows it, it's a draw, but whatever. I mean, I don't think that's his main opening, the Queen's Indian, so black needs to be precise here. Instead, I decided to go for some. I think it's the main line, I believe. Knight c3.
Yes.
Here, f5 is I mean, it's not a rare move, but bishop f6 is much more popular. So here, I wasn't really sure what to do. I think d5 is the main move here. Maybe rook c1 is just a loss for tempo, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, anyways, it should be around equal. I really dislike my move knight e1. That was a stupid idea. After he played d6, I thought I should use the weakness on e6 somehow and transfer the knight to f4. But after I brought it to e6, I realized that the knight has nothing to do on e6 basically.
So there were a lot of trades here.
Yeah.
And I guess the position is around equal.
I mean, it should be around equal, but somehow I had a feeling that it's strategically dangerous for white, actually.
Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds, because, I mean, some point, if I don't play d5, he may try to play e5 at some point.
Yeah.
My king side is a little bit weakened. I don't really have any play on queen side, I think. If I play b4, I think he can just play c5 and that's it. So I decided that I should go for some sharper stuff, but I think I'm just slightly worse, if not more than that. So knight e6, knight rook c8.
But maybe you can try f4 here, perhaps.
Yeah, I was thinking about f4, but I wasn't really sure what does it do. If he just plays e4, for example, and then he.
Yeah.
Although then I can bring my knight to d4. Right? So maybe that was an idea. But if he doesn't react, plays g6, for example, it looked a little bit too weakening to me. And here I kind of underestimated f4. I thought I can take, and I think I can actually take. I spent 3 minutes after f4.
What is happening after knight e5?
Knight e5, and here I was thinking of knight e6 first, but then he goes rook f8. No, checks first. Knight f3, king g2, and then rook f8.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'll survive this. If knight f8, just rook takes f8.
The queen can't come to the defense.
Right, I can't do anything basically. So this is probably just lost. So instead of that, I should have played f3 maybe.
And then rook f8.
Rook f8, knight e6. and just play this position like rook f3.
Mhm.
If knight f3, I just go king h1. It's not a big deal. So rook
Yeah.
takes, and then maybe something like queen e2 or queen g2.
Right. The knight is good here, covering the
Right.
f8.
So he can bring the second rook, and I don't think I'm worse here. I mean, his knight is very strong on e5, but my knight is also good on e6. So.
Right.
Because what happened in the game, I think after b4, I really wasn't sure what to do after c5, if he goes c5 here instead of knight f8.
And if you take the knight, this...
Right. I mean, knight, yeah, just goes away. Maybe even to b8. So, like, my knight can get easily trapped on e6, right? Although here maybe I have some b5 stuff, but it doesn't really matter because he can even take on e6 and be completely fine. So yeah, c5 was much stronger, just killing all my play on the queen side. And then it's like very similar position to what happened in the game, except I don't have the c file in my hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think I'm just worse. So this entire idea of bringing knight to e6, I think, was kind of stupid. Yeah, and here c5, yeah, rook f7 makes sense. So I don't bring my queen to c7.
Right. If he were to play f3, you are in time to take and enter.
Right, and queen c7, exactly. I mean, any endgame is much better for me, I think.
Yeah.
So I took and played f3, so he doesn't play f3 himself. Makes sense, I guess. And then, yeah. So it's still a little bit worse, but I don't think that I'm in any serious trouble here because I have the c file in my hands. Also, rook can come to c6 at some point. d6 is weak, so I wasn't really worried about my position here, to be honest. So what happened in the game was very, very logical, I think. So basically, that's his only idea, to start pushing the pawns on the king side. But after I played, okay, rook h1 was not bad. I think queen e2, pretending that I want to play f4 at some point. Maybe I do want to play that. And yeah, so he played rook h8, I believe. And g4, I think that was actually a strong move because now I kill all of his play on the king side. He has to play h4 more or less. And then another important move, rook c1. So I'm the one who controls the c file. And basically, I mean, my only weakness is the pawn on f3, and it's easily protected. So on the other hand, I don't really have a plan myself. So I think it's sort of a positional draw.
Yes. But here you made
if I don't play king h2, I was actually choosing between, you know, king h3, king h1, and king h2, just to avoid all of this rook takes f3 nonsense. Although I don't think it's a threat at all, so I can just play b5, for example, or a4. So and king h2 to turn out to be like the only losing move in the position, more or less.
And this is, well, completely lost, right?
I wouldn't say completely lost. I mean, considering the time situation.
Here we, after this, here queen c1 should be.
No, I mean, maybe it is lost. Like, I'm not saying, like, objectively it is lost, I agree, but practically it's a completely different story. So
Yes. Well, after he took on f3, it was not so easy.
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought I'm just fine, but yeah, then I realized I'm still in trouble. So takes was good, and then h3. Yeah, here I think rook h2 was really stupid because I brought my rook to c2 later on, and I should have played rook c2 immediately. I don't really attack the pawn on h3 anyways. So I should have, you know, activated my rook somehow.
Yes.
And now, yeah, I took on g5, rook g3, king h5. Yeah, here I realized that I'm probably just lost, but, you know, didn't really have time to cry. So decided to go for some crazy attack. And here I believe...
But shouldn't he go for rook g2 here?
No, but then I take and play rook g6.
Yes.
Like, maybe it's still lost, but it wasn't obvious to me.
Or maybe it's not finished, but it was better than what happened in the game in the end, I guess, or some better.
I mean, this is obviously a better version for black, but
yes,
I don't know, king g5, king f5, maybe even with 2 pawns down, being so active, I have some chances. But yeah, anyways, I think I was losing by force actually around here. So he played rook f8.
Is that we thought that was a mistake, perhaps?
Right. But I blundered away with rook e7. Yeah, because I thought if he goes forward, like king f6, that's a crazy line. Rook e6, yeah, king f5, I think is the line. Rook f2, king e4, I take the rook and then just h2 promotes.
You can't stop this one.
Right. Rook f1, rook g1.
So that one.
Yeah. So this is.
That was winning. All right.
That was winning. Yeah, but I don't know. If like 10 seconds on the clock, it's not easy to go for this. So. Yeah, and here I think I should be fine. Like the material is equal. I have some trumps like d pawn. So.
Yeah.
This is more or less a draw, I think.
Well, yes. From this point, I guess it's forced, perhaps.
Right. Maybe he has some other moves like king f7, let's say.
Now, this is also.
Yeah, actually, I wasn't sure what to do after king f7, like with 15 seconds on the clock, but pretty sure it must be a draw somehow. Maybe king h4. King h4 should be good enough. Yeah, and here I think rook e2 was the last precise move I had to play. Like king f7 takes, rook d6, and rook e2.
Just to keep his.
So I don't hold for this b4 pawn, and it's just swinging. Just a draw. No, actually, I was kind of surprised that he offered a draw in this position. Like, I've seen people losing such endgames, so especially recently with all these faster controls, like it's crazy, what kind of endgames people can lose. So
yes,
I would have played on for sure.
So we will look at the game that you won as well. Kan man flippa det här brädet? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really think he's played this line before, so maybe he prepares something against like my usual d takes e4, and then
yes.
All right.
This is still the most common move, I guess.
I don't think so. I mean, it used to be the most popular one, but nowadays bishop e2, I believe, is the main move, which has been played by Shilograph many times, and I think this line is basically refuted by what I did in the game.
It looked very strange what White was doing.
No, I mean this is a well-known line, and I think it's been played many times. But I think knight fd7 was played by Alpha Zero, actually, not Lila Zero, but Alpha Zero.
Okay.
In the match against Stockfish. So, like, I didn't know exact moves, but I knew the plan, and it was really easy to play, especially after he spent time moving his king back and forth. Maybe he thought he can
Samma sak ungefär.
beat me anyways, even like that. But so now I just push my pawn, and the thing is, if he keeps the king on c1 and plays a3,
yeah,
let's say he goes like g5 instead of king b1. I play a4 and he goes a3 himself to stop. Then I have the same idea like knight a6, knight c7, knight b5, and I'm threatening all kind of threats on a3, and this is just bad for white. So that's basically all I knew about this position. But as I said, it was really easy to play, so I didn't really need to.
But now you are threatening bishop a3, right?
I didn't even see that, but yeah, I guess.
Looks stronger. Right? That's, well, king a1 might be more or less forced.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it matters. Black should be much
better. Well, they can go here, perhaps.
Right. I was gonna play a3 and the same stuff, anyways.
Yeah.
But this king a1, king b1 turned out to be just a waste of too tempting. Yeah, and then this maneuver was important. Knight a6, and I bring the knight to b5. So this is strategically bad, and I have an attack. So like, I wouldn't be surprised that if that's actually winning already for black. But as I said, like when I get a winning position quickly, I feel like something goes wrong, and I start to get nervous. Although here, like my next several moves are very simple, so I don't really need to think about anything here.
He can't really stop you from entering the c3 square here.
I guess. I mean, I didn't really, think of how can he stop me? Like, let him find a way to stop me.
Yes. And now, of course, if he takes, you give the check here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's just game over. So instead, he sacrificed the exchange. And now I'm like, again, objectively winning, but practically I don't think that's so simple. Actually, I wasn't sure if I need to take this exchange, that rook on g1. Like I was also thinking about something like queen c5 instead of taking the rook.
Mm-hmm.
Queen c5 with the idea of taking on a2 actually. So I just want to mate him instead of,
right,
winning some material. But I wasn't sure what's going on after g6. Like he gets some counterplay on the king side, so I was like, all right, let's just grab the material and play that position. So g6 makes sense. f4, and here I actually didn't really like his f5 move. I mean, I don't think it works for white at all, and his only hope is to build some kind of fortress here, I believe.
He can go e5, perhaps, or
yeah, something like that. And although if he goes e5, there is no f5 ideas for him anymore, and I can just slowly prepare like c5, move the queen somewhere, then b5, c4.
Yes.
So I think he should just play something like that. King b1, rook f1, queen f3, and wait for me to do something. Because once I play c5 and b5, then he can play f5, and my king won't be safe anymore.
Right.
So f5, I mean, he played it very, very quickly, and I think that was a mistake, at least practically speaking. Because now, I mean, he does have some threats, but if I'm precise, then
yes,
it
but
should be
now
relatively easy.
He was in a hurry to stop you from entering immediately, right?
Right.
So
no, I mean, he found this bishop g2, bishop e4 idea, which was a little bit annoying, but
yeah, you were at this moment. I think you spent some time, right?
Right, I spent a lot of time. I mean, I was trying to figure out how to, like, where to put my pieces, because obviously I want to enter the second rank or
Yes.
somehow get my rook to e1, but I didn't really see the way, so I just decided to defend the pawn on g6. Yeah, and also I was thinking of some rook takes e4 at some point and then d3, but I don't think it works. But that felt really natural to me to try to get to his king. But as I said, I don't think it works, so I just protected the pawn on e6. Yeah, queen g4, rook e8, so all of this makes sense. King a7. Maybe king a8 would have been a little bit more precise. So like d4 isn't hanging with check in some lines, but that's too deep. So yeah, and rook f1, queen c5. So I'm not exactly sure what my plan is here, but like slowly I should be able to do something.
Yes, that was strange that he was the one doing stuff here, right? While
well, on the other hand, like if he just moves back and forth, and then I should be able to find something and win slowly but surely. So rook f6 was a good practical chance, I think. And even though I thought that I wasn't playing the most precise moves, I think I never really spoiled it. So takes and rook h8 makes sense here. So I just want to get to h2. Yeah, and the good thing that the pawn on f7 isn't really going anywhere since I have two pieces protecting that f8 square.
yes.
Yeah, and queen e5. Actually, I wasn't sure what it does, but
you don't want to want him to take this pawn, so you can't.
Right, like, I kind of wanted to stop some queen g3 ideas, maybe or something like that. So kind of makes sense, I think.
Yes.
And here, what did he play? Queen f3. No, I think bishop takes c6 was at least interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I can just take, right, and play king b6. I mean, queen g7, his idea. King b6.
Where here? No.
Yeah, queen d8 or queens first and then queen d8.
Where do you go?
I don't know, queen c7. Actually, I don't really like it, practically speaking. Like, I'm still in exchange up, but if I'm not winning it quickly, maybe king b5 actually. King b5, you queen, and then I take something like queen c5 or queen e2. No, but this is actually queen c5. He goes queen b8 and picks up my rook on h2. So yeah, that's something that I was worried about. Like easy to blunder, something like that. Yeah, so bishop takes c6 was a good practical chance. Maybe I have queen c5, he just goes back. So. Tricky. And queen d7 is a threat as well, so I'll probably be forced to take, but then I don't really see a clear way for black. I mean, I checked on chess bomb that I was winning throughout all the games, so bishop c6 shouldn't be enough to save the game. But again, in rapid and blitz, it's all about practical chances. I don't think objective evaluation matters too much. Yeah, but here after he lost the f7 pawn, it's basically game over. Like, I still need to make some precise moves, but yeah, rook h7 was important, so now I attacked the f7 twice, and here yeah, if he takes on g6, I just play rook g7, for example. And this is winning, so yeah. I mean, still, even here, you know, the engine may show something like +10 for black or whatever, but you know, there is some threat of a check, so I was really worried, especially after c3. I was like, man, must be dangerous now. But apparently it wasn't. Like he just has a couple of checks and that's it. Yeah, now I want to go queen h2 in some lines, so my king is safe, and yeah, I really like my move rook e8 here. So yeah, just nothing happens on the 8th rank.
He's not able to keep you out here. You will enter eventually, right?
Eventually, yeah. But my most important thing was to make sure my king is safe, and after that the position wins itself. So I won't really have to think of it. Like rook c8, you know, that kind of move, which
you don't
it's really stupid for sure. But like bishop c6 wasn't even a threat because I can take the bishop, right? But you know, it's never too bad to be a little bit alerted. Yeah, and here he just resigned. Again, I probably would have played this on, although obviously the position is completely lost. But I don't know, like king takes c3, queen c1, king b4, you know, some stuff like that. Probably just a forced mate somehow, but I mean, if he resigns, he just gets eliminated, right? So
yes.
Why not to try? So yeah, tough match, both of the games actually. I guess I was lucky that in the second game he wasn't really familiar with the opening line.
Okay, but well, congratulations one more time, and we will see you play the final then in. Well, it will be played in 3 days on the 2nd of January, as we mentioned. Alexander will face Krishnan Sasikiran from India. And, well, I believe, will you be with us then, Pia? No?
No, I will just today and the first one.
Okay. So I think we will end the stream for today then. And thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a happy new year once again and a good continuation. Okay, bye.
All right. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Bye-bye.